Hi, it's Larry here, Xbox Live's Major Nelson here with AC Bongos, my friend Graham Boyd. How are you, my friend?
I'm very well. How are you? It's great to be back in Germany.
I am excited to be joining you and joining everybody at home around the world for this, the world premiere of the Call of Duty Black Ops 2 multiplayer experience. Of course, we've heard some of the news earlier in the week. Now you get to see it with your own eyes, right?
That's right. We've all heard about those new features, the new score streaks, all of that new stuff. And we thought the best way to demonstrate that to you is show you it live, right? So we've got gaming coming to you live tonight, and we've got some of the world's best professional Call of Duty players demonstrating it all to you.
We've got some fantastic stuff. If you're on Twitter, you want to use the hashtag BlackOps2MP. That's Black Ops, the number 2 MP. Now listen, this is unprecedented. You are seeing the most gameplay. The game does not release for 2 months, almost 2 months. So you're going to see more of the game, of the multiplayer game, than pretty much any other multiplayer game out there this far in advance. But Graham, right now, you're going to get over to your spot, and you're going to show us kind of what we're going to see for the rest of the hour, correct?
That's right. Let's go and take a look around this amazing booth, right? First thing to remember is that there's 2 Black Ops 2 booths. This is just one of them. So if you imagine there's another one like this just next door, right? It's over 1,250 square meters just for Black Ops 2. That's 144 Xboxes all land up so that gamers can get hands-on with Black Ops 2 multiplayer all this week. And speaking of, not just gamers, but the professional Call of Duty players. We've got some huge names here tonight from Optic Gaming, from Envious, from Prophecy, and some of the best German Call of Duty players as well. Got the guys at the back here ready to see some Black Ops 2 action. Hey, everyone's excited. And I want to introduce you to someone I met at Call of Duty XP last year, my friend Mike Raphael, better known as Hastro, right? How are you, Mike?
I'm great, AC. How are you?
I'm very well. This is your first time in Germany, first time at Gamescom?
First time in Germany, first time at Gamescom. Loving it so far.
And what better way to experience your first time in Gamescom by showing off some of these amazing new Black Ops 2 multiplayer features, and also the esports and the codcasting features you're going to take us through as well, yeah?
That's absolutely right. We're about to blow off the doors on Black Ops 2 multiplayer. We have some of the most talented players in the world here. Should be a great show.
So you're going to see a lot more of Hastro later tonight. You're certainly going to hear a lot more of Hastro, and I think you've got a very special guest coming up to do some cool codcasting with you, yeah?
That's right. So for the first time ever, Mr. David Vonderhaar of Treyarch will be picking up the microphone to do a little shoutcasting with me, a little bit of codcasting.
I was going to keep that a secret. You've just given it away, but that's fine. That's fine. Get back here and be ready to watch Vaughn codcasting for the very first time. We should maybe ask him about that quad feed on the multiplayer reveal trailer as well, right?
Yeah, I think he says that none of these players here can hang with his quad feed, so we'll see.
We'll see. Right, let's get this thing kicked off properly. We're going to hand back to Larry. Cheers.
Thank you, Graham. Now listen, everybody in the Call of Duty community knows that it's all about the community. Treyarch really cares about the community. So to speak to that, I've got Mark Lamia here, who has this special message for you.
Hi everyone, it's really great to be here in Cologne, and on behalf of the entire team at Treyarch, we couldn't be more thrilled to roll back the curtain on Black Ops 2 multiplayer for you here. Coming off of Black Ops, the team was really energized. We thrived on the creative freedom that came with exploring a new time period and what it meant to Black operations, the weapons, the vehicles, and ultimately how that all translated to new gameplay, especially in multiplayer. And earlier this year, we introduced you to our vision of Call of Duty Black Ops 2. It's an entirely new, near-future fiction that takes place a little more than a decade out in the year 2025. And that's where drones, advanced robotics, and artificial intelligence, they'll all play a vital role in warfare as we're coming to know it. And that's where technology will enhance weaponry, creating powerful combinations in battle, especially for Black Ops 2 multiplayer gameplay. With Black Ops 2, the team is doing its very best work, and we're crafting the most ambitious and best multiplayer game that we have ever made. And what you'll see is a team that's building on the successes of Black Ops, yet willing to challenge the fundamental assumptions about core systems, reinventing them and empowering players more than ever. Additionally, it'll be clear today just how much the team was inspired by the world of esports. Call of Duty is all about competition. It's a sport. And in Black Ops 2, we've architected a framework for that sport to thrive for players at any level. We've provided integrated tools to bring esports to the masses. Black Ops 2 multiplayer experience speaks to every type of player, regardless of playstyle or skill level, all while remaining faithful to the core essence of what people have come to expect from Call of Duty multiplayer. So I want to thank you, the fans, for joining us for the worldwide premiere of Call of Duty Black Ops 2 multiplayer. This live stream is for you.
That's just great, Mark. Thank you. Now, what can you expect for the next hour? Well, let's go to the head of design for Call of Duty Black Ops 2, Mr. Dave Vonderhaar. David, what's new in Black Ops 2 and how does it differ from previous games?
Larry, when we started development of Call of Duty Black Ops 2 multiplayer, we really wanted to challenge all of the fundamental assumptions about all of our core gameplay systems. So all of those systems, including Create a Class, the score streak system, even ranking and unlocking, we've had a really critical, deep think about the best way we can put power to customize the game back in the hands of the player.
There's so much going on here. Give us kind of a high level of some of the headlines.
Yeah, so, the game takes place in 2025. So all of our brand new toys and technologies and gadgets that you're going to find in multiplayer, we built because it gives us this great sandbox for us to develop new gameplay mechanics around that technology.
Now, there's a real sports feel to this experience, isn't there? There's some great new features.
So the esports initiative. So in the competition and esports initiative, we're doing a lot of things for players. First off, we're going to have a skill-based matchmaking system that we refer to as league play. So that way you and I can play together if we're of equal skill, because the game is fun when competition is at an equal playing field. Competition's fun when we're at the same level. So that's how we do the sport. The second thing that we do is a feature we call Codcasting. Codcasting is a special type of spectator mode, and it allows a guy inside the game to serve as a type of color commentator. And he can go through the game, you can see everyone on the map, you can see where they all are, what kind of kill streak they're on, if they're taking objectives in a particular type of view. And you can use this to put on a great spectator experience for other people, therefore making the game fun to watch.
Thanks, David. You're going to hear about that and a lot more of the brand new Black Ops 2 multiplayer features later on in the show. And hey, look, I've got David right here. Hey, David.
What's going on, Larry? How are you doing?
I am doing great, Len. You and I were talking a little bit before the show, and this is your first Gamescom.
This is my first Gamescom, and it's such a great opportunity to bring the game out to everybody. So excited.
What a way to go. I mean, you've got Black Ops 2 here, and I know we haven't seen much of the booth already, but I mean, it's pretty impressive, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's not just one booth, it's two booths, and it's really impressive. So many PlayStations. Everybody's going to have a good time when they get on the stations.
There definitely is. There's a lot of Xbox 360s out here, and we got a lot going on here, but really it's about the gameplay, and we're going to hear from David. We're going to talk later on in the show about some of the brand new features in multiplayer, right?
We're going to talk about all sorts of new features. We're going to talk about multi-TDM. We're going to talk about Hardpoint. We're going to talk about the new Create a Class system. You're going to learn a lot tonight.
There's a lot going on. Anyway, let's get over to Graham and let's get the multiplayer action started. Graham?
Hey everyone, we are down here in the pit, which is where I like to be with my man Hastro. How are you feeling now?
Oh, feeling great still.
Good, ready to go. We're getting ready to go with Game 1 here, the live streaming with the pro players. But first of all, I want to talk to you about some of these esports features that have been introduced to Black Ops 2 multiplayer. Now, you're actually the esports advisor to Treyarch in this, right? So tell me about how you went through that process and some of the features.
Sure, we essentially looked at what makes Call of Duty just so beloved as a competitive game, right? And we took a look at it and said, how can we make this even more entertaining for people to watch? And we really took a deep dive into all these features that we could come up with to create a better viewing experience for the viewers who like to watch Call of Duty matches. So some of the features that we've put in, you're going to see right here and right now, and they really make the game really exciting to watch.
Great. So the best way to see them is to have it demonstrated to you on the live stream. But we've got some amazing players here as well, some really big names in the Call of Duty competitive scene. Give us an introduction to who we've got and some of the big names to look out for.
Okay, so you have the two most successful North American teams in Optic Gaming, who are coming off a fresh victory at the EGL 7 championship in Blackpool, England in the UK. You also have Team Envious, a very storied team, most tournament wins in Call of Duty history. You have Prophecy from the UK, one of the most amazing British teams that ever come about, and currently they're probably their best squad. And then you have a hodgepodge of German players, some of the best German pros put together for Team Germany. So without a doubt, you're going to see some great gameplay.
So obviously I'm shouting for Team Prophecy, that's my home country team, although they told me not to mention EGL to them, so we'll just skip over that one. But also I'm looking out for Raiden, one of the German guys, right? He's the most successful German Call of Duty player ever. He's also a local boy, right? He's from Cologne, so this is home turf, so let's keep an eye on him. So tell us about the first game mode we're going to go. We're going to go quite classic here, right?
Absolutely. We want to keep it classic right now for the first game. We're about to blow the doors off, so it's going to be a team deathmatch, and the map is going to be Cargo. Now, Cargo is just a kind of just a close quarters combat map, and it's got this open ring in the middle, so it's wide open in the middle and close quarters all around the outside. It's absolutely fantastic. Lots of fast-paced, close quarter combat gameplay, and it should be just really amazing to watch. You're going to get to see a lot of the new weapons and things being fired off because the gameplay is so fast.
And we're going 6v6, so how are the teams being split up?
So it's 6v6. We have the North Americans on one side and the Europeans on another, but we do have one sub on the North American squad who's actually European. His name is Toby from SK Gaming. He's subbing in for an American player who had flight complications, and it's going to be interesting to watch Europe versus North America.
So it's basically Clash of the Titans, Europe versus North America. What an amazing way to kick it off. Let's get going.
All right, here we go, boys. Let's do this. Good luck.
All right, folks.
Okay, come on.
Here it is, Cargo. For the first time ever, Black Ops 2 multiplayer is being Codcasted to the world. It's the first exhibition match, and as you see right off the bat, we are in Codcaster mode, and we are on board with Shane from Team Prophecy. And early on, Prophecy is going to break out left here. And it looks like the Europeans are going to make a move for this office building, and they're going to run right into some of the Americans as we see Shane throwing a bouncing Betty in immediately. He's going to hit fire. He's got an LMG, picking up a very nice shot on Optic Ray right there. So nice job by the Europeans drawing first blood, but the North Americans actually answer back pretty quickly here. And let's take a look here at our picture-in-picture mode. We can see that big timer for the North Americans is on a 3-kill streak here. So we'll swap over to him. He is packing the SIG 556, and he's got the millimeter wave scanner on that bad boy. And that MMS is a new attachment here in Black Ops 2 multiplayer. It actually will see through walls if anybody is standing stationary on the other side. So it is very much a rusher's tool. It is very able and capable of sneaking out and finding the campers who are oh so frustrating in Call of Duty. And we are still on board with Big Timer as the North Americans have taken the lead now, 14-11. Make that 12 as Quantum from the European squad takes out Merc. And it looks like the Europeans just had a flurry of kills. Let's swap over and check out Swanee of Team Prophecy, who's playing for the Europeans here. He has the Ballista iron sights. Now the iron sight attachment is basically you take the scope off of your sniper rifle on the Ballista, and he also has another attachment on that as well. He's got the iron sights to increase the hip fire accuracy. So it looks like he's going to try and no-scope some people here, but he's got the Cap 40 out, and the Cap 40 does some work right there, dual wielding him. And it looks like he's going to go ahead and call in a score streak. Called in 2, actually. That is going to be the counter UAV combo, and it looks like the crowd is starting to get into this one now as they just checked out some of the gameplay on the other side. And it looks like Swanee picks up another kill with the Cap 40s. He goes down, and now Swanee's actually going to call in a lightning strike here. And as that lightning strike rains down, he does not manage to pick off any players. The Europeans now in the lead by 5 kills. Let's take a look here at the picture-in-picture. One more time, looks like Toby for the North American side, even though he is European, is going to be taking some shots here with the Ballista. Now he has the scope on the Ballista sniper rifle. And it looks like Toby is going to get taken out there. Somebody on the other side is definitely blowing it up right now, and I want to find out who that is because the crowd is going absolutely nuts. So as we cycle through the players, it might have been Raiden there who picked up quite a few. Looks like he got 2 kills there. And now Merc looks like he picked up a couple kills, and the crowd goes nuts again. And he has the M8A1, and he has the target finder attachment on that. Now the target finder attachment is so valuable because it actually paints the enemy within your sights, as you see Merc getting some nice hit markers right there. And he also has the combat axe and the shock charge. So I think Merc is trying to go for that highlight reel as the Europeans are still in the lead by 6 now. Merc picking up a kill right there with some hip fire. And it looks like he's going to be scoping in. He's going to go ahead and call in a UAV for his team. Let's see if the North Americans can take advantage of this. And we'll go ahead and listen into the North American side and see how they're communicating.
I have one shocked up top. Come on, we're down 3, boys. Let's go. Keep it up.
It's coming to you.
One follow me on the left side. Pushing the right building.
Right behind me, wow.
Oh, inside, up top,
Bottom of the far right.
He's weak up top. He's in the closet.
One shot.
Dunshie's in the closet. Nice, we're still down to you. Nice one.
One shot,
on the west side. I got him.
He went back to you.
And as we took that listen in right there, we heard the North Americans communicating so effectively, and now they find themselves still down by 6. They were trying to claw back into it, as you heard Merck giving some nice call-outs to his teammates, picking up a couple kills right there as we were viewing him. And it looks like Gunshi from the European side is on a tear right now with a 6-kill streak. He has the M8A1 assault rifle, and it looks like he has the classic reflex attachment on that. So the reflex sight, and he actually has 2 attachments. If you notice in the bottom right corner of your screen, you'll see a small circle there with a tiny arrow. That is actually the select fire attachment. So that means Gunshi can take that weapon and put it into automatic fire mode, or he can turn it into burst fire mode. And it looks like Gunshi picked up another huge kill there on Ray with the TAC-45. That's his secondary pistol. Spots another player from the North American side, picking up some nice shots right there, some nice hit markers. And it looks like the Europeans are increasing their lead here. As we take a look at the map, looks like Gunshi's going to run into maybe a couple more North American players right here. He's going to decide to back off a little bit. But one player is breaching that office building, so Gunshi's got to be careful. Take some shots there. Nice shots on Big Timer. Spots another player from North America up top. 38 seconds left to go now. Still on board with Gunshi, and it looks like people are applauding. Gunshi gets a nice, huge shot right there on Merck. Very nice jumping hip-fire shot on Merck. And it looks like the Europeans are now running away with this one. Up by 20 kills as Gunshi goes huge with a double kill to go on about a 14 or 15 kill streak. And before it's all over, Gunshi's going to get a little bit extra right there with that double kill. Make sure he puts in a certain amount of work. As we take a look at our scoreboard as the game is closing out, Gunshi on fire, 20 and 11. And as you can take a look there, 82 to 64 is going to be our final score, with the Europeans taking round number 1 here on Cargo.
All right, that was amazing. I got to tell you, I'm here with Mark Lamia. That is great stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's awesome. It's awesome to see these guys out here, some great teamwork, some intense competition. It's that competition that is, of course, at the heart of Call of Duty Black Ops multiplayer, Black Ops 2. And, you know, it is why Call of Duty Black Ops 2 and Call of Duty multiplayer is a sport.
I got to tell you, man, you know, you're in charge of Treyarch. That's what it says on his business cards. I'm in charge of Treyarch. But you've got to be real proud of the team and some of the innovation they brought to the table this time around, right?
Yeah, you know what? The team really went for it. I'm really proud of the team. You know, they really were inspired by the world of esports, and, you know, so much so that they created an entire suite of features that's going to really propel esports and Call of Duty multiplayer. You know, great set of tools to allow people to commentate, to broadcast out this content. We know people love to play Call of Duty, and we believe people love watching Call of Duty.
So you saw some of those features a moment ago during the match, but now we're going to catch up with Mr. Vandahar and Hastro, and they're going to explain in depth what you're going to get with Call of Duty Black Ops 2 multiplayer. David, that was amazing. What did we just see?
That was the world premiere of the Codcasting feature in Call of Duty Black Ops 2 multiplayer, and that was Cargo in Team Deathmatch.
Thanks, David. Hastro, tell us about some of the tools that we just saw.
Sure. So you saw a few different elements in the Codcasting feature, and it just really allows us to get in and make a better viewing experience for the audience that's tuning into Call of Duty matches online, right? So you saw an element called the score panel, and that's the kind of the key element at the very top center of the screen. The score panel is just a way for us to give information quickly to the audience, the score, what team's in the lead, and how much time is left in the game.
And then, of course, we saw the names up there. That's the nameplate.
Yeah, the nameplate essentially is our way of giving the player a jersey and a number, right? A name on the back of the jersey. We're in a first-person POV in Call of Duty Black Ops 2, so we want to be able to identify the player and who you're watching, so that's what the nameplate does.
Now, that's all great, but viewers really want to see the map. Tell us about the map.
Yeah, the map overhead is a really important piece of information for the audience. So The audience wants to see where the teams are set up, where are they located on the map, where are the engagements about to occur. And also for the commentators, it's a great tool because the commentator can kind of switch players after a player dies and bring you right back into the action faster.
Now this is really exciting. It's almost like watching a TV show, picture in picture.
Yeah, now the picture-in-picture mode is just really robust, a lot of features there, but essentially you're able to see what the kill streak is for each certain player. If a player is just on a tear, he's got 10 kills in a row, you'll be able to see that in the right-hand column. Also, we have an objective column, so any player who's playing an objective in real time, you're going to be able to see live when that player is playing an objective, and it's going to identify that that player is in fact on the objective.
Are there a lot of options that we can tweak?
Well, we actually have elements of the HUD that are removable, and you can actually customize the HUD for the viewer. And you can actually go in and let's say an esports league or a big tournament wants to put in their own graphics. So you can remove a piece of the HUD and we can actually fully customize that for the viewing experience. So you can completely wipe it, put in the mini map, take it away, different things like that. It's just very, very robust, and essentially that's what makes up codcasting.
Now, one of the really neat features is Listen In, where we can actually hear the players, right?
Yeah, the Listen In feature in codcasting mode is actually my favorite feature. It really allows us to take the audience and put them into the huddle with the players. So you really get a sense for just how much their communication separates them from other teams in competitive play. The best professional teams in the world have top-notch communication, and it's crucial to them winning a game. So we get to feel what they're feeling, what they're strategizing, and just hear the overall just lingo between the players, and it's just really an exciting tool. It's just such a great deal of information that the audience is going to be empowered with now. In Black Ops 2, the commentators have all the right to make the viewing experience as customized to the viewer and the audience as possible. So, you know, for me personally as a commentator, I want to make the viewing experience as fun as possible for the audience, and I'm able to do that with Codcaster mode, but more importantly, I'm able to make sure that we don't miss those epic moments in the battles that may have gotten lost in the past. You know, these just crucial moments that change the face of the game, and what essentially it determines outcomes of matches. We're able to make sure that we capture all of that.
Thanks, Hastro. David, I want to talk to you about some of these features. What was it like implementing some of these features?
Yeah, so there's really a couple of really key pillars to the entirety of the esports and competitive agenda for us. Black Ops 2 has a league play feature. This is a sport. It's how you make Call of Duty multiplayer a sport, and we actually use skill-based matchmaking to put players in the right brackets. Competition is fun at any level, pro players and average players alike. We also have to make it fun to watch, fun to spectate. That's what codcasting does. So that's why that feature is so important, have that production around that sport. And then finally, we need a way to give that sport or broadcast it to the world, and we do that with a feature we call live streaming.
You're now putting basically, you know, thousands of dollars of tools into the hands of the community. That's got to be really exciting. You're expecting to see a lot of great stuff out of them.
Yeah,
right?
it's actually really important for us to put as many tools as we can. We really like to make sure that we give the player the ability to customize the experience, whether they're playing the game, whether they're watching the game. In fact, Larry, you can even go back through the theater feature later, pick up those games, and then codcast them later. It's really cool.
The team at Treyarch has got to be excited about the work that they've done around this. They've always really enjoyed the community, but this takes it to a different level.
We're going to keep going. We're pretty engaged with the community all the time. They're very passionate people. They have a lot to say about the game, and it's really fun to take their ideas, mold them into the context and structure what the game's supposed to be like, and then bring them right back to the players.
Thanks, David. Any final words?
Sure. I mean, you know, I've just been blown away by how dedicated the team at Treyarch has been to making this experience for the players as best as it can be and giving them as much customization that they can have. It's just mind-blowing how dedicated they are to their community and how well they treat their fans and the players that play the game. So I think that's something that, you know, all of the Black Ops 2 players out there when they get the game are going to realize pretty quickly.
Thank you, Hastro. Any final words?
We're really excited to put this game in players' hands. And when you get there and you get your hands on it, I want you to tell us what you're thinking about it, how it's working for you. Feed right back to us so we can continue to make and improve our games for you.
Welcome back to the pit, everyone. I am here with Hastro and a very special new Codcaster. It's Vaughn, and look at this. I'm your friend at the moment, right?
Am I your friend? I can't tell.
Yeah.
I'm your enemy.
Yeah, you're foe now. This is an amazing piece of work. You know, what's the story behind this?
It's classified beyond top secret.
Is this an unlockable in Black Ops 2?
It's a very special unlock, only available to the top players in the world.
Nice. Hey, listen, so not only tonight are you getting the world premiere of Black Ops 2 multiplayer streamed live, you're also getting the world premiere of Vaughn as a Codcaster. How about that?
Yeah, it's a weekend of first for me, and we're just going to go straight with it with my friend Astro here and have a go. Why not?
And Astro, you've had some pretty big voices next to you in that Codcasting booth, right? How does it feel to have Vaughn next to you?
I can't say enough about this guy. I mean, honestly, it's a joy to have him here casting with me, absolutely. And I'm his friend right now, apparently, so I'm his enemy now, so it's great. It's great to have him here.
Changes quickly. Do you guys want to have a hug, or we just go on with the next game? Let's go on with the next game, right? Okay, so really good start tonight. Amazing to see the Europeans really put that one in the bags, yeah?
Oh man, I was actually really surprised. I mean, they really took it to the North Americans right there, pretty bad. I mean, that was a rough one. So we'll see what happens here in the next round.
Home advantage telling in that first game, but it's all going to change because we're showing off one of the new game modes now. This is multi-team team deathmatch. Tell us about this one, Vaughn.
Yeah, so this is a 3-on-3-on-3-on-3, but you can play multi-team deathmatch with up to 6 factions and any combination of 18 players. This is going to be very intense. These are very competitive guys, very competitive, small teams of 3, small group, squad tactics are going to matter. They're going to have to load out really well and work together to win this game. It's going to be an epic, epic match.
Now those loadouts are really interesting, right? So everyone knows about the Pick 10 creator class system. Tell us how that's influencing the multiplayer game and what people should look out for in this.
So in this particular combination, I'm going to be specifically looking to see how these guys have combined wild cards and Pick 10 together to complement each other's play styles, because with this multi-team deathmatch game, this action's so intense and these guys are going to have to be cooperating, so I want to see how different their classes are and how similar they are, and that should be a really interesting thing to look for here.
Good stuff. Okay, so the guys are into their teams now. The guys that they're playing with are the guys they play with all the time, so the communication should come to the fore here. Tell us about the map that we're playing on, Hastro.
Sure, so we're actually going to be launching this game on Turbine, and it's going to be multi-team, like David said. So it's 3 versus 3 versus 3 versus 3, 4 teams of 3. And the map Turbine is just going to be an excellent choice here in this multi-team TDM. It just plays really fast. It's a great map. You can climb on everything, and it's going to be great.
All right, multi-team team deathmatch, twice the teams, twice the carnage. Look out for that communication teamwork coming to the fore. Let's get going with it.
All right, here we go. We're going, boys.
All right, folks.
Good luck.
So, Mr. David Vonderhaar in the booth with me, and we're about to launch Turbine multi-team team deathmatch. And this is quite the interesting game mode, Vaughn. What are your predictions right here? And go ahead and make a prediction.
I'm going to predict that this thing is going to be wire to wire, that these guys are really going to just get super into this thing, and we're going to see some tough, tight, close scores the entire match.
Yeah, I actually agree. Multi-team TDM is introducing, so many different aspects into the gameplay just because of the fact that you're adding multiple teams, as we see Gunshi, who finished that last game absolutely on fire, picking up another kill right there, and that was on Nice, and that was actually nice from the team Germany. And why don't we pull the picture up and take a look here, Vaughn. We see that Optic is actually playing as the Seals faction that I'm hovered over with my cursor right here. And then now we see that Team Prophecy from the UK is playing as the SDC faction. Now Team Envious from North America is playing as the FBI faction, and Team Germany is playing as the Mercs faction.
I really like this view because you can tell where every single team is in position right there, with Envious up there in first place.
Yep, absolutely. So Envious has taken the early lead, but it's oh so close. 5 kills on the board for Envious. We'll swap on board with Karma and see if he can add to that lead. He's using the M8A1 assault rifle with the target finder. Again, pulling off some nice shots there. He's actually got a select fire attachment as well, so he doubled up on his attachments, Vaughn. Why don't you tell me a little bit about that?
I really like this particular attachment, a select fire switch. You can change between auto and burst modes, and one way that I really like to use it is at long range, I'll actually burst, and at short range, I'll go to auto.
Yep, absolutely. It makes complete sense. I got a little bit of time with it as well, as we see Karma go down for the drop shot, almost got a double kill with it, but there he is, he's calling in the UAV. And we just saw he picked up the assist on that kill. Now assists add to the score streaks here in Black Ops 2 multiplayer. What was kind of the decision behind that?
So there's certain score streaks that you really want to be able to reward players for using and activating, and those are particularly the ones like the like this one, because these are not actually generating kills for you. But if that thing's up, you're seeing that assist points for using any kind of support-based score streak.
Got it. So the UAV will actually give you some points towards your next score streak.
That's exactly
As we see
right.
Karma picking up another kill right there and spots another one. Looks like he had a foot in the way right there as he went prone. And let's take a look at the overhead map and see where Karma is spawning back in. Looks like he's going to run into a player right here.
No.
And he did. It was nice from the team Germany. But Envious still has the lead at the moment. They have 18 kills on the board, starting to create some separation. 18 to 13. The SDC is in second, and that is Team Prophecy. And Twiz now for Envious is on a 3-kill streak. Why don't we take a look at his loadout? He's rocking the M8A1 as well. Seems like he has, is that a bouncing Betty there and a smoke grenade maybe? Or is that maybe a flash grenade? Looks like a flash grenade. So looks like Twiz is kind of going with that classic reflex sight.
Interesting to see him burst at this range, actually. I would think that you'd want to get in there. Those guys are such precision shooters, though. Man, this is such a great player, Twiz.
Yep. Twiz is definitely solid, and now Envious has taken the lead even
he
more.
knows.
Why don't we actually take a listen in to Team Envy, Vaughn, and see how well they're communicating.
Yeah, he's next to us, he's next to us. Yeah, he's right to your left. Got him.
Another one down low, another one down low. Down low turret building. Let's work for a kill streak.
He's
Nah,
still me.
Nah.
Good kill. I've got UAV, but I'm weak.
Throw it up, throw it up. And you'll work for a counter. There's one,
Disable
another
all
one,
you guys.
top turret over here.
Oh, next week.
And
All right, Vaughn, so Envious definitely had some great communication right there. 2 minutes left to go. That is probably why they have such a good lead. You know, the communication is oh so crucial, and in Codcasting mode, we can actually put you into the game with the players with one touch of a button, which is one of my favorite features, if not my favorite in Codcasting mode. And it looks like Twiz just missed a player who came up behind him, and it was Optic Ray. And let's see how Optic is doing at the moment. They are your FBI's team, and it looks like they are kind of slacking behind. They're down by about 7 kills. Not too far off the pace, but it looks like Prophecy is now coming back. Vaughn, Shane has a 6-kill streak. Why don't we take a look at him?
Absolutely one of the best ways to figure out what player is really hot right now, pulling up picture-in-picture, seeing that kill streak column and knowing exactly where he does.
Absolutely.
Oh, maybe did we just curse him right there?
Well, that happens to me all the time when I swap the players. I curse them, and look at this. Shane is fully loaded with score streaks
he's
right
got
now.
the death machine out. This should be really entertaining.
Yeah, the death machine is just massive in this game. It does some super damage to the body of enemy soldiers, but you know what I like to use it for? I actually like to take out score streaks with it, because it's brutal. I mean, if there's a score streak in the sky and I can take it out with the death machine, I'm going to do it. It really fires so many bullets, and it's kind of absolutely devastating, those score streaks, and it's absolutely devastating right there as we see Shane picking up the kill on Big Timer from Optic. Envious is still in the lead by 4. We're headed into the last minute of the game now, Vaughn. And why don't we take a look at the picture-in-picture again, and let's see if we can hop on board with somebody who's on fire. Looks like Gunshy's on a 3-kill streak. Now, why don't you tell me a little bit about Gunshy's class, what you can see.
Yeah, so Gunshy, once again, this select fire seems to be a very popular attachment with these pro players, and he's got looks like he's got the red dot sight there, and he's going to aim up and put some targets down. He's been playing pretty good all night. All the players have been doing a great job.
Yeah, and it looks like there are 19 seconds left to go. And there's a care package there for Gunshy. He's only down by 3 kills. He has a care package and a UAV. Choosing not to go ahead and call it in, his strategy might be to go ahead and try and just work around with his gunplay. 6 seconds left, only 2 kills separating our teams. Can they do it as we're on board with Gunshy? Can he catch back up?
Oh,
so close.
Yeah, 42-41.
He picks
what a
one
great
up
game.
right there. And it looks like that was so close at the end. Gunshy picked up that final kill, but it just wasn't enough. If one of his teammates was able to help out, they would have came back and tied it, but Envious is going to take this one. And let's take a look at the scoreboard here as we see Twiz going huge for Team Envious, 19 and 12.
All right, guys.
Karma with 13 kills on the board. He's negative, though, with 14 deaths. And Toby +1 at 10 and 9 for Team Envious as they take this one home, Vaughn.
Man, that was a lot of fun. Those guys are such great players, and we're so honored that they came all the way out to Germany to join us and to debut this game mode with us, and it's just so much fun watching.
Yeah,
Incredible
awesome.
finish there. Prophecy pushing hard. to the end of the game there, but Envious just coming out on top. It couldn't have been any closer, right?
Oh man, and this is what it's all about right now, just watching these guys compete back and forth, watching them trade kills and looking at those tight scores.
Astro, pick out some of the key moments of that game for us.
Oh man, you know, I would probably say some of the Europeans went on a big kill streaks. They had big kill streaks. One came out of Gunshi, and it looked like Shane had one as well. Swanee actually got in there too, and that actually brought Prophecy back towards Envious's lead, but it was so close there at the very end. That was probably the best moment where I thought Prophecy might actually tie it up. Gunshi got that kill the last split second, just couldn't get another one as Team Envious took it.
Exactly the kind of competition we're looking for here tonight. Tell us about some of the new weapons and attachments we saw, making the big scores in that game.
Yeah, what I learned really fast right there is that these pro players love that select fire switch, so they can change between that auto and that burst. But we actually saw the target finder in play really early on in that game, and that attachment allows you to see enemies from a distance. They get targeted up for you. That's our 2025 technology in play in this game.
Great to see that future technology in play. All right, we're going to go straight back in with another multi-team team deathmatch. We're switching maps, though. Tell us about this new map.
Yeah, it looks like we're actually missing our screen for a second here, but when we pull it back up, I think we're about to head into Aftermath.
I believe we're going to play some Aftermath.
Yep, that's absolutely right. So Aftermath actually takes place in Los Angeles. It's kind of a busted down Los Angeles, and it's actually great. It's got a lot of close quarters combat, a lot of tight corridors. This is a really interesting map to watch.
All right, let's get this kicked off again. We'll try and get your screen sorted out. Let's get going.
Multi-TDM.
Wow, David, tell us what we saw in game one there.
So what we were looking at was a multi-team deathmatch game. So the game supports up to 18 players.
That's first.
So you got 6 teams of those 18. That's the first, and it's really exciting because you can do any kind of combination using 6 factions and 18 players. In that case, we were looking at a 3-on-3-on-3-on-3. And that's really exciting because that's a lot of enemy threat for those teams to deal with. That squad of 3 had to work well together to be successful playing the game.
Now, we also saw the Pick 10.
Yeah, the Pick 10 is Pick 10 combined with wild cards is the framework of what makes up the new Create a Class system. And those players were equipped up so they can be successful working together.
Now, there's also some nuances and changes that you actually made to each of the classes in terms of attachments and perks. Tell us a little bit about that.
So in Black Ops 2, for you to modify your weapon in any way, shape, or form, you have to actually take an attachment for it. So in our previous game, you could actually sometimes use perks to modify your weapon. And what this does for us is make sure that we have perks be about player and player behavior, and attachments be about weapon and weapon behavior. And that's a really important part of how we're tuning the game.
Now, that's actually really different from previous games. Why that decision?
So it's really important to us to make that decision because players expect that an attachment would modify the behavior of a gun and not them, so therefore we could tune how much they modify a gun when they belong to the gun instead of with a player.
So it just makes more sense.
Yeah, so if you have something that modifies, say, the hip-fire accuracy of a weapon, it's much better for us if we can attach that to the gun instead of the player, so it doesn't have to modify the hip-fire accuracy across every category of weapon. We can do it specifically for the gun. That lets us tune the guns even better.
David, Hardpoint's a brand new mode.
Yeah, so Black Ops 2 multiplayer has Hardpoint. Hardpoint is a mode that's inspired by those traditional King of the Hill style play. So you're going to have to defend an area around the map, and you're going to have to keep those attackers out of there, and you have to be in it in order to score points. That zone is moving around the map, lots of intense action, going into a single place on the map, very fun.
Sounds like it's going to be pretty hard to defend.
Yes, but that's what the team tactics are all about in Black Ops 2 multiplayer, and we've given you lots of great ways to set up defensive perimeters with Guardian as a crowd control mechanic and others.
So let's turn our attention to the codcasting feature because Hastro is really going at it in there.
Yeah, that guy's a professional, and what we did with him is make sure that he and a lot of guys like him have the tools right inside the game to present the game to a viewer in a very exciting way.
So that's actually really important because you guys are putting these tools in the game, and there's probably another Hastro out there in the audience right now. So everyone gets these tools.
Yeah, I hope we actually find lots of Hastro-like guys, right? And that we can make those guys pretty famous on the internet, becoming color commentators for Black Ops 2.
Really exciting. All right, let's get back to gameplay.
Hey everybody, welcome back. We're just sorting out a minor technical hitch. We'll get right back to the gameplay as soon as possible. So I'm joined by Hastro and Vaughn in the meantime. And we've been looking through your tweets to the hashtag BlackOps2MP. Keep them coming in. I think we need to tweet Treyarch as well, right? And we want to answer your questions, want to hear what you think about the game, the new features. We've got a few up here. So @ibonkers says, I'm going to use that codcasting so much. Now, and I've been thinking about this, Hastro, right? You've had it pretty easy lately, right? But you're going to get lots of competition with this new codcasting feature.
Hey, you know what? The more the merrier, honestly. I really would love for the community to embrace that feature, codcasting. And you know what? It's actually also great when you can take it into theater mode, right? So you'll be able to potentially, it's in development, but potentially be able to record your gameplays and cast them out after in theater mode. So you'll take your saved gameplays and you can kind of work with the codcasting features, remove the elements of the HUD, customize the way your screen looks whenever you have that gameplay saved.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And not a lot of people know about that right yet. So when you go into the theater, you can actually pull up codcasting from a game that's already been played. So imagine that everybody can practice being a codcaster, and you're going to see a lot of guys who create video on demand of some of these top games that get played. I think it's going to be amazing what happens.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
And Vaughn, when we talked the other night, one of the things that you said that really stood out for me was that you see an opportunity to bring esports to the masses, and you reckon that Black Ops 2 is the game that can do it. You know, how important is it for you to work with that esports community and bring it out so that everyone can get the benefit?
Yeah, we spent a lot of time over the last couple of months, and even before that, thinking really hard and critically about what does it mean to actually bring this feature to the masses. And it actually takes a lot of things. The first thing that we have to do is we have to make it a sport. To make it a sport, we have the feature called League Play, and that uses skill-based matchmaking, so players can play with people of their skill level. Competition is fun at any level. This is not just for these super hardcore pro players. It's just really good to compete with somebody who's at your skill level. You should win, and you should lose equally. More to that, though, we have the codcasting feature that we just talked about. That's how you put the production around that sport, right? You got guys like Hastro and many others who will come out and help make this very entertaining and fun to watch, and then we have a way to get that to everyone with our live streaming feature. Those three things combined, along with great personalities like Hastro, that's how you get this thing and make it something for everybody.
I think that League Play feature is really sticking out for me because, you know, I'm definitely not a pro player, but it gives me the opportunity to play and always be competitive against players my level, right? How important is that, Hastro?
It's extremely important. You know, essentially, that's the sport of Call of Duty. You know, we're able to create leagues for players to play in, and they're able to kind of track their progress as a team with their teammates. And you know, what's more fun than that? And that's essentially what Call of Duty is, and traditionally. But now we kind of formalize it with ranking yourself up and trying to be the best you can within the division that you play in, and you're also playing against competition that's around your skill level, so your objective is to kind of get better faster than they can. So it's a lot more fun that way, and I think League Play is just going to be a great feature for everybody out there to play in.
Okay, another tweet we've pulled off the stream here is from @WTG_Mollipop, who's really digging the listening in feature on codcasting, right? And I think that's one of the other new features that, you know, once you experience it and hear it, it's great because you can really get in the huddle with the team and hear what they're talking about. Again, you know, what was the driving force behind that?
Of all the people for you to pull off the stream, we actually know her. Good, very good to see you. So listen, I think it's really amazing that you can do the listen in feature. So this is about being inside the huddle. It gives us a chance when you're codcasting to jump in and listen to how that team is communicating, and it really gives you this sense of understanding how these teams are working together, and you cannot be mistaken. When you listen in, you know, and it's almost always the guys who are working really well, their emotions that they're feeling, that's the team that's usually doing really well, right, Hastro?
Yeah, absolutely. So we took a listen in right there, and that's in that second round with Envious, and when they're in the lead, and you hear their communication and how well they're strategizing together and making sure that they're working as a team. And it's just so much fun to hear the players talking. I mean, ultimately, we're watching them play, so why not be able to hear a little bit about what they're talking about?
Very good. So we are going to, we keep those tweets coming in. The hashtag is BlackOps2MP. In the meantime, we're going to hand over to Major Nelson.
Thank you, Graham. Black Ops 2 MP, that's where you want to send your tweets. I'm here with Mark Lamia. Mark, before we get back to gameplay, I want to talk to you a little about what it's like running the studio. I mean, there's tremendous trade-offs. Give us a little bit of glimpse behind the scenes.
Yeah, you know what? There's, the team is really ambitious. They're always really going for it. And, I think this is an example of that. The team was really inspired by that world of esports. There's a lot of features in this game, a lot of great new features that are really going to empower players. And you know, you can't do everything always. We have to make sure that what we're doing well. We have a really great community out there in the esports world. You know, so passionate about the game. They're always telling us, giving us feedback. And I think, you know, Black Ops was on a lot of tournaments, and we were hearing a lot of feedback, and it really inspired us. I remember Vaughn coming back and saying, there are things here that we can do to really, really, really help propel this game and really make it a great competitive game, sports, you know, the broadcasting features and the things that we do in the game. And that became a priority for us. It was something that we really rally behind, you know. But it's not just for the experts and the pros. You know, we have things in there like our leagues feature. You know, we dedicated our time to that, and that's for everyone. Leagues are for everyone, and competition is for everyone.
Why don't you explain to us a little bit about the leagues features? A lot of people, it sounds big and scary, and if I'm a casual player, I may run the other way, but it's exactly the opposite.
It is exactly the opposite. You know what? Leagues are for everyone. If you're a pro player or a great player, you're going to love leagues because it's all about skill-based matchmaking. You're going to be able to match up with the best of the best. But if you're an average player or a beginner player, that's great too, because it is about skill-based matchmaking. We're going to put you in a league of people of similar skill, and you're going to be able to compete, because like Call of Duty is fun when you're winning, of course. It's really fun when you almost win, and we want to make sure that that situation is something that we can get to for all players at all levels.
Now, I want to talk to you a little bit about some more things, but we really have to get back to gameplay. So we're going to get over to Graham right now, and he's going to continue with the gameplay, and we're going to see more of these great features. How's that sound?
That sounds fantastic.
Graham, back to you.
Here we are back in the pit, and we're ready to rumble again. Sorry for that delay, everyone, but Vaughn and Hastro are back with me. We're where we're supposed to be, and we're going to get into some Hardpoint now, right? Yeah. Another new game mode.
Sorry, it looks like some Hardpoint on Cargo. Now, Hardpoint is inspired by those traditional King of the Hill style game modes. This is going to be very intense. Very small areas of the map, locations that you have to be in order to score, and you're going to see so much action pushed onto something that's very intense.
Fantastic. So what should we look out for in terms of the way the players are going to play this Hardpoint mode?
Right, so essentially what you want to do is get a nice setup around the hardpoint. It's like David said, similar to a King of the Hill game mode. You're going to get points for being in the hardpoint vicinity. So one player can actually hop in there and score that for your team while your teammates kind of wrap around and set up around it and protect that player who's in there. So that's what you're going to see, these players trying to set up around this part of Cargo where the hardpoint is located, and that hardpoint is going to rotate around the map, and players are going to have to move their setup to kind of essentially score those points as it moves.
So again, it's all about communication, all about teamwork. It looks like we've got the North Americans playing against the Europeans again. Who's your money on this time, Vaughn?
Listen, I'm in Germany. I'm taking no sides. It did nothing but get me in trouble, but you know, we'll see what happens. These are both really competitive groups.
Spectacular sitting on the fence. Right, let's get right back to the gameplay, all right? Let's go.
All right, so Vaughn, we're going to kick it off. Hardpoint on Cargo.
I love this map and this mode. It's so intense.
So this is the first time Hardpoint has ever been streamed, and here we go.
Let's do it.
Now, Cargo is such a fast-paced map. We actually checked it out, and it looks like Raiden has a sniper rifle.
Oh, man.
It's the DSR-50. Let's definitely stay on board with him right off the bat.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got that ballistic CPU on the back of that thing, and that's going to reduce his sway. I just love the way that thing looks.
Yeah, and he's going to throw a combat axe. YouTube money.
Yes.
So now he's going to go ahead and walk over here and try and go.
Oh, that
nice
was
shot on
dirty.
Merc. Right off the bat,
now look
gave us a nice thing to look at there.
Yeah, so this is really cool. Now, if you look at the score panel at the top of the screen, when guys are in the zone, you'll see exactly how many players are in there. You'll see that little arrow indicating 3 players in the zone right now for STC, and that thing's going to be moving around. And that's how we're using the score panel to let you know the state of the game mode.
Right, so as we see on Raiden's screen, the hardpoint is in the office here, and as we take a look on the picture-in-picture overhead map, it looks like this is just chaos here in this area, but it looks like the Europeans have actually taken great control. We see on the picture-in-picture that all these players are on the objective. So you have 3 players right now. It's there's an icon there, Vaughn. So that actually tells us that you're on the objective in picture-in-picture mode.
That icon is specifically good for indicating how many people are in that zone, so you know who to pay attention to. And it's just one of the many features of picture-in-picture and how we use objectives, that objective column, and indicating the state of the game for players.
Yeah, now Swanee is on a 4-kill streak. We'll swap over to him, and looks like he's calling in a score streak right there. It's a lightning strike.
Nice hit. 2-hit lightning strike kill right there.
That's right. So he picked up 2 kills, and now he's on a 6-kill streak. And look at that shot. What a shot that was.
Oh, so
Taking
dirty.
out Twiz, too. Twiz was scoped in with a sniper rifle, not paying much attention. He just got it from behind. 8 kills in a row now for Swanee, and finally he goes down. And it looks like our North American team has actually taken the lead once again. Let's go ahead and swap over to them. Toby, who's actually filling in for Proofy on Team Envious, and he's actually European too, playing with the North Americans. He's doing some work right now. He's got an LMG firing from the hip. He seems to like that LMG.
That's awesome. It's a very nice LMG. You know, in Hardpoint, you get 1 point per second your team occupies that zone, Hastro.
Yeah.
So this could turn around at a moment's notice.
Absolutely. The Europeans are on it right now. Now the North Americans. So you see how quickly they can move. The momentum changes so fast. That's what I was trying to get at here in Hardpoint. And the game is really close still. This is only a 13-point deficit at the moment with 3 minutes and 45 seconds left to go. So plenty of time on the clock. And this is actually a very close game, Vaughn.
This is an absolute beast of an LMG, this LSAT. It's actually probably my favorite LMG. And Toby here is just going to do work nonstop, I think, laying down shell after shell.
Yeah, he's got Scavenger as one of his perks. Why don't we take a look here at the options screen in picture-in-picture mode and Codcaster, Codcasting mode. So I'm able to actually go through here and remove elements of the HUD, change the way the screen looks. So right now I have the perks turned off, so we can't really tell what Toby is using on his class in terms of perks, but immediately I can just turn it on, and here you go.
Yeah,
there are Toby's perks.
Ghost Scavenger and Dead Silence. He's running pretty traditional setup, I think, for Toby, but it's really nice to use this feature to see how players are equipped up.
Yeah, why don't we actually talk about the perks for a second? Ghost, for example. Tell me a little bit about what's going on with the Ghost perk.
Yeah, so in Black Ops 2 multiplayer, there are no perks that modify your weapons. You have to take an attachment to modify a gun. Ghost only modify you, perks only modify you, the player. In this case, in order to get the benefit of Ghost, you actually have to be out there running and gunning and moving.
Yeah, so Ghost does not, basically you're not able to be seen by a UAV just like Ghost was in Black Ops, but you have to be moving to get that perk to work.
Right, it's really important for us to try to keep the game, pushing the action, getting players together. People love the fast-paced gameplay, and a lot of the game mechanics have been set up and tuned to reward that kind of play behavior.
Absolutely, and now Toby is still doing work with this thing. Let's take a look at the scoreboard. And he's 11-9 right now with an LMG. That's actually not that bad.
How do you like the design of the new scoreboard?
Oh, I mean, the scoreboard's amazing here. So, you know, as a caster, it's very important to be able to show information to the audience as quickly as possible. And I know all of you at home are actually appreciative of this as well. You can see how much time is left in the game. The score, what team is in the lead. You can actually see how many players are on the objective right now for the SEALs team, as they all just got taken off, and now it's contested. So, yeah, I mean, it's just very informational. Love the score panel. As a caster, it's very useful.
I was really surprised right there that Toby didn't check that lane before. He saw that contested icon. There was only one spot that player could be. I think maybe he's having a little too much fun right now.
Yeah, he's having too much fun. He's actually probably still getting used to Hardpoint because it's so new first time that these guys have actually kind of gotten their hands on the game mode and been able to play. So let's see here. Looks like we're going to go ahead and cut back to the picture-in-picture. I'm going to go ahead and see what players are playing the objective. Big Timer is on a 3-kill streak, and he's playing the objective right now. His perks are lightweight, toughness, and extreme conditioning. He gets taken out. He's got the MP7.
That was a nice grab right there. He did have a sitting right on that edge, checking all of his lanes in and out of that hardpoint. Really good play, actually.
Yeah, now he gets taken out again. He spawns back in. Let's see where he is in relation to the hardpoint. He's going to run into a couple players here, Vaughn, as he moves to the office. He also has a player flanking him from behind, but he makes it into the building just in time. And now he's got a laser sight attachment on it.
Yeah,
and it looks like somebody just made a big play. Let's see if we can find him. Let's pick out Quiz at the moment.
Really big play right here for the combined U.S. team. Those SEALs 136-84 right now with 20 seconds to play. Awesome, awesome game. Really fun to watch. Very good. Good job to all of our players.
Yeah, so the North Americans are going to take it, Vaughn. 143 on the board right now. They're still putting points up. So the Europeans took game 1. Now the Americans take a game, or take 2 games actually. So yeah, it's been interesting so far.
What a great thing. Thank you everyone to the stream. What a great time.
Yeah, had a blast.
Thanks for being here, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
All right, victory.
All right, guys.
Look at that optic kill
Pump.
cam.
Got Optic Gaming over here going bananas.
All right, guys, we're going to play some Domination next. We're going to go Domination on Aftermath.
Good morning, North Americans.
Good
This
night.
is your wake-up call. I think you've just got over your jet lag and redressed that balance. It's a great win from the North Americans there, right?
Yeah, absolutely. They pulled it out in the end. Really rough first game there, but they pulled it all out and ended up coming out with victory.
Okay, tell us about some of those big attachments and weapons that we saw being put to good use there.
Yeah, man, we're seeing all sorts of really interesting stuff in play. So it's always awesome to see players use the Create a Class, Pick 10, and Wildcard system, combining this content in interesting ways to work together to hold those objectives. I saw that laser sight come out. That's how you increase your hip fire accuracy. And like we were saying, there are no perks that modify your weapons. You have to take something. So the laser sight gets visualized. When that guy's spraying you down from the hip, you understand why, because you can see that laser sight.
All right, it's North America 1. It is Europe 1. I think that calls for a decider, right? I think we're going to Domination and Aftermath, yeah?
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
so we're going to hit a Domination on Aftermath. So here we go. We finally get to see the map.
Yeah.
And why don't you talk about it?
Oh, man. So listen, Aftermath is drone attack in 2025, right? Lots of destruction. This is a great domination map. These points are spaced really well. This is going to be a pretty intense scene. These guys have not played domination today. You know they're jonesing to play some domination.
Yeah.
All right, the big decider. It all hangs on this. Let's get this gameplay on.
All right, we're going.
So here we go again.
We're going.
No tiebreaker, kind of. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, it's tiebreaker. I lost track of my cast. I love to lose track of how many rounds have been played. But anyway, I always get on track before the game ends. And here we go. We got perks.
Now look at this. Optic Ray right here is played 2 perk greed cards in this class. He's running hardline and lightweight perk 1 greed. He's running dead silence and extreme conditioning. That's perk 3 greed. That is a pretty interesting class combination for domination.
Yeah, that's absolutely amazing. Actually, he's got. That's actually that might be the first time I've seen somebody stack that many perks using this system. You know, and it's what, 5 perks total here?
5 perks total here, but he's had to make some significant trade-offs, Astro, because he's not running any equipment. Look down there on the lower right of his HUD.
Absolutely.
And he doesn't. Looks like he's not even running a secondary weapon right now. So you can make these trade-offs in Black Ops multiplayer.
Yeah, and look at him. He's got I'm absolutely loving this by Ray from Optic Gaming. He's got hardline and lightweight in perk 1, hardwired, dead silence, extreme conditioning. I'm going to spit it all out for the fans out here. He's got the laser sight attachment on his weapon, and that's about it, right?
Well, he seems to be working for him.
Yeah.
He's just picking up this hunter-killer drone. When he throws that thing out, now it's seeking a target right now. You can see it on the map.
There it goes.
Put the thing down, plus 15. Absolutely awesome right there. And you can defend against that. If you have the flak jacket, you can defend against that.
Looks like one of the enemies was going straight for the B flag, and that hunter-killer drone seeked out that enemy and just took him out before you get on the flag. So it's a pretty awesome score streak right there.
A lot of fun play here.
And it's low level, so pretty cool deal there as the Americans and North Americans are in the lead, 28-17, 4 minutes and 30 seconds left to go now.
It looks like the SEALs team has been locking down B and C for quite some time now and making them hold A and push out. You can tell right here by looking at the top of your screen, you'll see the SEAL BC right under there and A under the opposition.
Absolutely. So now we're on board with Merc, and Merc is running into a ton of players, and he's sitting over here near us, and we can just hear him just go, oh, a little overwhelmed. There's so many European players right there near that B
Merc
flag.
out with the ballista iron sights, the snipers. You guys owe me for this gun, I'm telling you right now.
Let's actually stay on board with Merc, let's see if he's going to run into anybody here. Looks like he is.
No good for hair.
No,
taken out by Swanee big time.
The ballista is a very precision weapon, right? It's a bolt action, and it's a sniper, but when you have the iron sights on, you really have to kind of watch yourself. It looks like Merc is learning from that now, and he's going to try and do that.
I give Merc credit for that, but he's not having much luck so far.
Yeah, and now it looks like he spots another player. He takes a shot there. Now, you actually see the trails on the sniper rifles as well. What's up with that? Why don't you talk a little bit about that? Because that's going to be, there's so many snipers out there, and now you see a bullet trail. That's the most badass thing, man. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, it's something that our combat designer, Tony Flamer, had in store. He showed it to us one day. We thought it was absolutely excellent. Just an interesting way to see where those snipers are shooting from.
Yeah, it's really cool. You're able to see, you know, especially it kind of raises your skin or the hair on your skin a little bit too when you see a shot come flying by your face.
Yeah.
So I love that. And why don't we actually listen into the players again, because look at the score now. Looks like the Europeans are in control of 2 flags, and they just took the lead over the North Americans, 55 to 53. Let's listen in to the Europeans.
Hostile 100 people.
Got him. They're going to be fire. One is on the right side. Yeah, one more. Through the tunnel, comes straight to the middle, straight to the middle. One of these got to be. They're surrounding us. Oh, by one shot. One's gonna be. He's top B. Nice. Did you get him? Another one is at the tunnel. One guy, one on here.
Losing it.
Where is an alpha? Push your seat. Come on in, everybody. One guy behind you. Got him. Hey, what? Yeah, nice.
Charlie locked down.
Now, that is some intense action right there. Looks like the North Americans were able to kind of flip the spawns a little bit, but the Europeans picked that up immediately and were able to go right back and grab C. So they still have the lead here, Vaughn, 85 to 71 now. And Gunshi is sitting on those score streaks again. He kind of likes to just play with the gun.
Man, when you got a guy that's this much of a slayer, he's too busy to pull out those score streaks right now. He'll find them when he needs them.
Absolutely. Gunshi, one of the best slayers in the world in Call of Duty competitive. And you see that right there. What a shot that was with the target finder. It was just amazing what he just did. There he spots another one. He got that nice headshot. Somebody was barely sticking out over a ledge, and he managed to pick him off. 55 seconds left to go now. The Europeans still in the lead. They're up by 21 now, and Gunshi is on a tear, Vaughn.
Yeah, this game is not completely over, though. I bet we're playing some round-based domination right now, so we're going to find out.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So why don't we talk about that?
Let's find out if we set it up that way in 35 seconds.
Cool. Yeah, we'll know in 35 seconds. But B and C still in control for the Europeans. They're on the Mercs faction. Again, like we said, we'll take a look at this overhead map. Gunshi's about to run into a couple players here from North America.
Oh, beautiful.
And why don't we go ahead and swap it up a little bit. Let's see. Nice over here for the European side. He just catches a stun grenade right there. 15 seconds left to go. He gets smoked. What's he rocking? He's got the Scorpion. And 7 seconds left now, so the Europeans are going to take this one. And there's your scores. Now we're able to even go out and play another round if we'd like. We can do round-based domination.
Absolutely. Round-based domination is a feature of the game, so it'll flip sides, and that's something that competitive players really like to play, and we're going to make sure that they can do that when the game comes out on November 13th.
Yeah, and that's awesome. So a lot of true competitive game modes that the community has played. We're actually using some of those features here in Black Ops 2.
Absolutely.
And it looks like that's going to be it.
David.
Fantastic work, everybody. What an amazing evening, right?
Incredible. Some amazing gameplay and great to hear about it. You could see them properly as well, right?
Now we got the guys here. You guys want to say a few words before we wrap up? Because we are at the end of our hour.
want one time. Thank you so much for joining us live, the debut of Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Wow, it was awesome.
Yeah, just want to say thank you, hey, to all you guys at Microsoft and Twitch and Turtle Beach, and most importantly, thank you guys, the fans. Without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do this. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Well, without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do this either. Now, I got to tell you, if you're on Twitter, Black Ops 2 MP, the Black Ops #2 MP, and you can participate in the conversation because later on this week, we're here for the rest of the week.
Yes, we are live streaming every night for the rest of this week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Tomorrow night is community night, right? So that is the night where we really, really want all your comments, questions on Twitter, so keep them coming into that hashtag. It's 5 p.m. UK, 6 p.m. German time. I'll let you work out the rest.
That's 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern, and, well, you got the web to figure the rest out.
Such a good team. And you can see it on Xbox.com in Europe. You can see it on the Black Ops Facebook page. You can see it on twitch.tv/Treyarch. And you can see it at CallOfDuty.com as well.
We actually had a question about, this one was brought right into the Xbox 360 console. In about 15 minutes, it's going to be available on demand.
So if you've missed this,
yes,
then you'll still be able to see it.
If you want to see more, if you want to see more of Graham and I, then just tune in and you'll see all the great gameplay. There you go. All right, we're going to wrap it up here. My name's Larry Herb, Xbox Live's Major Nelson here in Germany at Gamescom. On behalf of AC Bongos, I want to thank you. Thank everybody here in the audience, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
For day number 2 for Call of Duty Black Ops 2 multiplayer. My God, what an amazing day and a half it's been, hasn't it?
Absolutely. Now, this is day 2 of Gamescom, but it's actually day 1 of the actual gaming fans coming in. So consumers are in here today, the true gaming fans, and as you can see, we've got loads of them behind us here, and all around this booth tonight, it's community night.
And you're looking at home probably saying, you know, I'm not there, how can I participate? Got you covered there. Hit Twitter. The hashtag is Black Ops 2 MP. That's Black Ops, the number 2 MP. We're going to be going through your Twitter questions, and I'm going to get Dave Von der Haar, the game designer himself, right here to answer your questions. But first, we had a celebrity stop by the booth, so check this out.
Got him. Come on! Oh man, it's incredible. You know, I'm a big first-person shooter, you know, fan, so Call of Duty is one of my favorite titles, and Black Ops 2 is I did good. I like the Mercenary, the AR-15s, and the Scar. It's crazy.
Exhibit, you know Exhibit.
Yeah, I do. He's a good friend of mine, yeah, from back in the hood in Aberdeen.
We have got a full hour of excitement for you planned, so we are going to get started right now. Graham, why don't you get over there, assume your position, and let's get gaming.
Absolutely. I'm going to walk you over to the pit where all the live multiplayer gaming will be happening tonight. Don't forget, get your questions in, but we'll also be streaming a ton of live Black Ops 2 multiplayer, featuring our pro players again. We have subbed in one team tonight, so we'll talk about that in a little while. But as you can see, the booth is stacked tonight. Let's look at the guys over here waiting to get hands on with Black Ops 2. How you doing, everyone? Oh, come on. They're too busy watching all the gameplay. So yeah, we're in a live environment. These guys are actually queuing to play the game. They will be coming in halfway through the stream, so you will see some movement around. They're getting hands-on for the first time, trying out all those new features. We've got the pro players over here, and I am delighted to say that we also have a man whose words are like RCXDs exploding in your ear. He is the voice of Call of Duty, is Mike Castro-Rafael. How are you, Mike?
I'm great, AC. How are you, man?
Good, I'm very well. So last night we saw some explosive competition. Great way to kick off a week of live streaming. What were the highlights for you?
I think it was that multi-team deathmatch. That's probably the biggest highlight, where we had Team Envious coming out on top by 1 kill, and it was so close at the very end. It was almost a draw. I think that was probably the biggest highlight. Probably looking to make some more of those today.
I've got lots more live multiplayer tonight. We've actually subbed in a team. So the German guys that were playing last night are sitting on the bench tonight, and we brought in a team of females from Germany. So how much do you know about these guys?
I don't know much about the ladies, but I got a chance to speak to them. They actually play competitively on a German ladder, and they'll probably be able to hold their own. We'll see.
Okay, so that's the Vivacious ladies. Look out for them. I think we'll be getting going a little bit later with some team deathmatch, but in the meantime, we'll hand back over to Major.
Thank you, AC. We got a lot to go over for the next hour, so who is the best person to tell us about some of the game modes and the maps that we're going to see tonight than Mr. David Von der Haar himself? David?
Thank you for joining us today for more multiplayer live from Gamescom in Cologne, Germany. And on behalf of the entire team at Treyarch, we appreciate the time to share multiplayer with you. Now, we've been waiting for this day for a very long time, and we're amped to get you into the game. Yesterday, we really dove into create a class and score streaks. But let me tell you a little bit about multi-team, which is something that the show goers are playing on the floor, and something that you'll see more of this evening. Multi-team really brings those small squad tactics back into the game. The game supports 18 players and any combination of up to 6 factions at once. One of the ways I like to play it is 3-on-3-on-3-on-3, super intense action. You have to work with your group to be successful. The maps that you're going to see in the mix and all through Gamescom include Aftermath. Aftermath takes place in the ruins of Los Angeles after a drone attack in 2025. And this map really shows off the capability that we have to create beautiful destruction and have the game still run at 60 frames a second. We also brought with us Turbine. And Turbine is a big outdoor terrain map, but it doesn't play big, and you can climb on anything. The action's still intense, and there are lots of engagements and battles. We also brought Cargo. Cargo shows off a lot of our map interactivity. And in the center of this map, the crates are being picked up and relocated, changing up the line battles and cover. It's particularly interesting in objective-based game modes. And finally, we have Yemen. Yemen is that classic Call of Duty close quarters combat battle that you'd expect to have, where players are constantly pushed into each other. Super fast-paced map. You are going to love it. And that's a very brief overview. Let's go back to the floor and see the game in action.
And I am back here with Mr. Vonderhaar, David.
Man, what? Here we are again.
You're on TV, you're everywhere. I mean, this is really exciting for you. I mean, you guys have been working on this for so long, and to have the coming out party of the multiplayer here at Gamescom, what better place could there be?
What better place, what better way, right? With you and at our side, live streaming to the world, it's a great opportunity, and we're very excited.
Now, the reason that David is here, in addition, obviously, he's the multiplayer designer, but he wants to answer your questions on Twitter. So use the hashtag BlackOps, the #2 MP, and then we'll go through some of them later. How's that sound?
I am going to look forward to this.
All right. Right now, we're going to get over to Hastro and Astro. We're going to go over to AC and Hastro and get right into gameplay. Guys?
Hey everyone, we're back down here in the pit with Hastro. Now I just want to reiterate some of the stats about these booths, okay? We've got over 1,250 square meters of Call of Duty Black Ops 2. That's 144 hex boxes all lined up. And you see these queues, right? Usually you turn up to game shows, you have to wait in the queue for a couple hours, you're just kind of standing there. Treyarch have thought about everything here. You get briefed on the game, you see all those new features, you get properly prepared before all hell breaks loose in this environment. Now, let's get back to our pro players. So we talked about Vivacious, we've also got Optic, we've got Envious, and we've got Prophecy as well. Put in some big scores last night. You've been watching the guys warm up today. Who's your money on?
I think today it's going to be all North Americans and all Optic and Envious, because I just think the ladies are going to be a little mismatched against the best players in the world. They said that they only play Search and Destroy, really, so that's my logic behind that. They're not really in tune with the game modes that we're playing today, so that's my prediction.
We're starting off a multi-team team deathmatch, so I think that'll really show up, right? So we've got the guys split up in the teams that they know. Tell us about the map that we're getting started on.
Well, we're about to play Aftermath now. Aftermath takes place in 2025 Los Angeles, and that's right after a drone attack. So it's a completely devastated Los Angeles. So you see a lot of tight corridors here on Aftermath. It's just a great map for multi-team team deathmatch, which is what we're about to launch out with.
From last night, it looks like an Aftermath, the team that controls those cover points the best are the team that's going to come out on top. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, there's some really nice spots on this map that your team can control, especially in multi-team team deathmatch. You don't really just want to run out into the map because there are other teams right here trying to get you, so it should be interesting.
All right, let's kick things off with the gameplay tonight. It's multi-team team deathmatch. Let's do it.
All right, here we go. Multi-team deathmatch on Aftermath. Let's go.
All right, folks, we're about to kick this one off. This is going to be an Aftermath team deathmatch, multi-team. So 4 teams here of 3 players. Some of the best players in the world here at Gamescom are going to be playing for you. And as we see, we're on board with Toby. He's playing for Team Envious as a guest player here. Toby, actually one of the better European players out of the UK. He's playing as a guest player with Team Envious, who's also lined up with Twiz and Karma. And so those guys early on, they're going for the combat axe off the break to take the lead. Didn't quite hit any of those, but I think a couple of them had 2 combat axes lined up. They're trying to put on a show for you all, so you can't knock that. but now Toby is going to have to rely on his M8A1 assault rifle. Looks like he has the select fire attachment and the reflex sight attached to the M8A1 right now. He can actually switch that with the select fire attachment. And right now he's in burst mode, so he's going to be shooting a 4-round burst. And now it looks like he's swapped over to the MSMC. So I think Toby actually had a wild card that allowed him to use 2 primary weapons. And now he's going to quickly cut back over. He gets taken out right there. So let's take a look at our factions here. We see that
Hostile
Envious
UAV
is playing
above.
as the FBI faction.
UAV
We'll go ahead and hover over and introduce our players. You have Merc, Big Timer, and Ray of Optic Gaming. They're playing as the FBI faction, or excuse me, they're playing as the SEALs faction. Then you have Prophecy from the UK, Gunshi, Shane, Swati, playing as the SDC faction. Now Envious again as the FBI faction here. And now you have the Vivacious Ladies. This is a female team out of Germany. You have Kitty Cat, Minnie, and Ruby rounding it out for us here. So now as we see, Envious has taken the lead with 10 kills on the board. We'll jump on board with Twiz. And why don't we listen in to Team Envious and see how they're communicating right now.
Merc sniping in above the bar or whatever.
Shocked in the middle. You got him. All right, we're up by 2. Let's try and maintain it. Up by 1. Let's try and get a kill.
Well, Twiz just went down, but we did hear him have quite a bit of banter right there with his teammates. So looks like Twiz still doing pretty well here. We'll take a look at the scoreboard. He is now 8-4. He is the high scorer in the game at the moment, followed up by Karma, his teammate. But it looks like Optic Gaming has now managed to tie it up. Prophecy in 3rd place with 13 kills. And the Vivacious Ladies are hanging in here quite well, actually, with 11 kills. So still a very close game, anybody's game at the moment, as we're in with 3 minutes and 20 seconds left to go. Twiz spawning back in now. Let's see where he's located here on the overhead map. And you know what? Actually, I'm going to go ahead and use this feature. This is something that's new here. We actually have in Codcaster mode a way to change the map icon colors. So that's something I'll let you all take a look here in multi-team. Traditionally, you have red and green triangles. We'll just go ahead and swap that over here. And now we can designate between our teams as we see Twiz spawning back in now. And we'll take a look here at Twiz as he comes back through. And it looks like Twiz is going to go ahead and throw out a couple more of those combat axes. I haven't seen him connect yet. It looks like he's going to pull out that secondary now, see if he can pick up this kill. Looks like there's another team right behind trying to pick up that kill as well. So Twiz getting that kill robbed by one of our other teams. Why don't we hop on board with another player here. We'll go ahead and jump on board with Optic. Rambo is on a 3-kill streak, and we just jinxed him. That always happens. Ray goes down. So Optic Ray rocking the MSMC. That's a submachine gun. And it looks like he's going to be powering through the middle of the map right here. Was trying to get a reload right there, but he got taken out by Gunshi of Team Prophecy. As we take a look at the scoreboard, we see that Optic Gaming has now taken the lead by 2 kills. Followed up by Team Envious and Prophecy in 3rd. 1 minute and 50 seconds left to go. If you're just tuning in, this is multi-team team deathmatch live from Cologne, Germany at Gamescom 2012. An amazing place and such an amazing event. I'm having a great time out here. Let's see here. We're on board with Ray still. And it looks like Envious has now taken the lead, powered by kill streaks from Toby and Karma. We'll jump on board with Karma, who still has that kill streak going, and he's about to get an RCXD on that score streak meter, but he gets taken out. And that was going to be crucial. That RCXD could have picked somebody up at the last moment here in this game. Yesterday we saw some really tight matches in multi-team. And now Optic has tied the lead once again. And we see Karma off spawn again. He's nowhere near the action at the moment. So we'll swap on board with Toby. So Toby picking up a kill right there to help Envious keep this lead. 4 kills is now the lead for Team Envious. 45 seconds left to go as Toby gets taken out. will swap on board over here. We're on board with Twiz as they try to maintain this lead. The M8A1 is the weapon of choice right now for Twiz as he runs into 3 players, takes out one, and gets smoked from the side. Gunshi picking up a huge 3-piece in the kill feed right now. Prophecy now passing up Optic Gaming, and they're only a couple kills off. We're on board with Prophecy now. Gunshi is on a tear. He certainly wants this. 20 seconds left to go. Can he pick up one there? Yes, he does with the R870. Prophecy making a case. 15 seconds left now. They're only down by 1. Now Gunshi ties it up. Clutch play by Gunshi now. Envious takes the lead by 2 now. So Envious trying to close it out. Gunshi trying to pick up the kills. Prophecy ties the game, and Gunshi wins it. No, it's a tie. Envious and Prophecy pick up 1 kill in the last split second. What an epic game that was. Gunshi just went on a massive tear for his team, but Envious managed to hold on at the very last second, and they end in a draw 47-47 here from Cologne, Germany. What a game.
Amazing stuff there. Prophecy starting strong, going through a bit of a lull there at the end and going on a proper streak at the end. You know, it's amazing action. What did you think was the turning point there?
I think it was all Gunshi off Team Prophecy. I mean, the guy is a monster. He's monstrous. He finished second at Call of Duty XP. He's just been such a great player throughout the years of Call of Duty, and he made all the difference right there. He went on a tear.
And Optic are the team on the hot streak, right, for the last, year? But, you know, it looks like the other teams are really catching them up tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. So Envious and Prophecy having a great showing, as you just saw in that match. Optic was right in there until the very end. Just kind of ended up not in their favor. So, yeah, Optic's been solid all the way through, and we're here for a couple more days as well. We're going to have plenty of action.
Yeah, that's right. There's plenty of time to redress that balance. And in fact, there's a chance right now. We're going to go back into multi-team TDM. We're switching over to Cargo. So, again, tell us what to watch out for with this map.
So Cargo is such a great level for competitive play. It's essentially a smaller map, smaller size map, medium size, but it plays really fast. And there are a lot of tight corridors around the outside, but then there's this huge open space in the middle. There's an interacting animation there with the crates moving up and down, and it can change the point of view for players on top of the crates. So it's just a great map to play here. It's a great competitive map, and you'll see that here in multi-team TDM.
It's a brave player that drops into that central section, and watch out for the action up in the office as well. That's what it always hots up. All right, let's get right back into it.
All right, here we go. We're going, guys.
Wow, what a game that was. That last round was just absolutely phenomenal. Envious had it, and then Prophecy's Gunshi just went on a huge tear. I'm still blown away by that performance. Great job by him to bring his team back in. And now we're on board with Prophecy. Let's see if they can actually get an early lead here. We'll see where they're spawning. You can see Prophecy in the right side of your screen. We're on board with Shane. Shane now with the MSMC. He's got the iron sights on that. Spots a player right off the bat there on the outside of the map. He's got a little bit of a support from his teammate. And now Shane is going to run into some action here. As he turns the corner, nice jump shot right there. But he gets taken out by Karma of Team Envious, who got the knife on him. And now we see here that Optic has taken the early lead, followed by Prophecy and Envious. And while we jump on board with the ladies, Minnie for Vivacious Ladies is on a 2-kill streak as she picks up a kill right there on Swanee. So the ladies are actually now in second place, pulling it together. We're still on board with Minnie. And Minnie gets taken out off spawn, now on board with Ruby. As they try to hang on here, Ruby taking out Twiz right there. She's packing the Scar H assault rifle, as well as a shock charge and some C4. Interesting choices on the class there. And the ladies are still in second place here. So Vivacious Ladies in second with 8 kills. And as Ruby tries to climb the crate, she runs into Swanee, who takes her out. And now we see that Optic Gaming is still in the lead with 12 kills. Mainly in part by Optic Merc. Optic Merc with 5 kills now. And here comes the Hellstorm missile from Merc as he fires it in, bursts it right into Gunshi and takes him out. So the R870 is still the choice here for Merc. The shotgun with the laser sight attachment. That laser sight gives him increased hip fire. Here in Black Ops 2, the only way to modify the statistics and attributes of your weapon are to add attachments. So that laser sight increases the hip fire. And you see Merc being a very, very sneaky player here. Knows that there's a player coming up the stairs and then comes back to take out Shane. What a great job by Merc there. Great heads-up play, increasing the lead for Optic to 6 now. And now Merc is calling in a care package there. And he got challenged by Swanee. He just gave Swanee the just nasty business with that R870. And that care package has dropped down. And it looks like he's going to have a copter coming in. It's going to be a stealth helicopter. And he's going to go ahead and place that on the map with his data pack. And now Optic has extended their lead to 7 kills. As we take a look here, looks like Prophecy making another run, however, all on kill streaks. And we're going to swap on board with Swanee. Swanee gets taken out now by Karma off Envious. And Swanee is using the target finder here with a LMG. Interesting choice. We've got to appreciate what he's doing here. He's got lots of rounds, and it looks like Merc's copter just took him out. And now Swanee with a jumping shot, beautifully done right there with the LMG. Dove to prone kind of, and did it manually by just kind of sprinting, jumping, and going prone. Now the Dolphin Dive is back in Black Ops 2. We haven't seen much of it out of our players just yet, but I'm sure we will over the next couple of days as Swanee just decided to lay down on the trigger, and it cost him right there. Now Optic Gaming still in the lead. It seems like Envious is having a little bit of trouble as they move into 3rd place. So Optic now with 39 kills on the board. Prophecy with 34 kills. And we'll hop back on board with Twiz now from Team Envious as they try to claw back in this one. Twiz is on a nice kill streak right there. He's going to go ahead and leave that player who got away from him. Got a few hit markers. He's going to go ahead and call in a UAV, however. And he knows Swanee is around there. Takes out Swanee. One more player beneath him. Can he get the kill? Shooting from the hip with that laser sight attachment. But no, he gets drop shot by Kitty Cat from the Vivacious Ladies. Nice job by her to get that one. And now Twiz is going to go ahead and call in a Hellstorm again. And it doesn't look like he connected with that one. A player running around moved into a crate there and got away from him. But Twiz coming back in. Let's see if he can pick up a kill here. No, he does not. Gets taken out by Shane. We'll hop back on board with our leaders, Optic Gaming. Optic Ray on a 4-kill streak now as he picks up a knife on Shane. He's known for the knifing. And as you notice right there, the knife is a little bit tougher here in Black Ops 2. It's a little more challenging. You got to make sure you're up close near your enemy. You don't quite get the lunge that you used to. It's a very nice addition here. It seems like a lot of the fans out there really kind of like this feature now, that the fact that the knife doesn't lunge as far. It was quite frustrating, you know, at moments, could be. Just such an integral part of the game, and now it's just a little bit tougher for you.
We're winning this fight.
So Ray moving in here into the office. Optic still in the lead, but Prophecy again is starting to come on late. 50 seconds left to go. They're only down by 4. Ray picking up a kill right there on Karma of Envious. And why don't we hop on board with Prophecy and see what they can do. I'm going to jump on board with Gunshi because he tends to go on that huge tear at the end of game. 35 seconds left to go. Gunshi with the shotgun still. And there you go. Gunshi picking up a kill. They're down by 5 now. 30 seconds left to go as Optic is trying to close this one out. Up by 5 kills. Now 25 seconds left to go. Gunshi going towards the office. It doesn't look like he's having the same luck that he was having. We'll jump back on board with Optic Ray here on a 4-kill streak. And it looks like Optic working together, moving together as a team. 10 seconds left to go. I surely can't see Prophecy coming back at this point. And it is going to be Optic Gaming who takes this one. Ray with the MSMC for the final kill. And Optic Gaming hyped up here in Cologne, Germany. Big timer up on his seat, giving the crowd a little bit of love as they give him a cheer. As you see, Optic Ray taking out, looks like one of the Prophecy players, I believe, for that final kill. 65 kills on the board. Prophecy with 57.
Fantastic stuff there. I mean, I got to tell you, you've been watching the Call of Duty Black Ops 2, some of the multiplayer. Now, some of the brand new features in here are around codcasting, which allows you at home to basically do what Hastro was doing. So right now we're going to hear from Mr. Vandahar and Hastro all about some of those brand new features coming to you November 13th. David, that was amazing. What did we just see?
That was the world premiere of the Codcasting feature in Call of Duty Black Ops 2 multiplayer, and that was Cargo in Team Deathmatch.
Thanks, David. Hastro, tell us about some of the tools that we just saw.
Sure. So you saw a few different elements in the Codcasting feature, and it just really allows us to get in and make a better viewing experience for the audience that's tuning into Call of Duty matches online, right? So you saw an element called the score panel, and that's the kind of the key element at the very top center of the screen. The score panel is just a way for us to give information quickly to the audience, the score, what team's in the lead, and how much time is left in the game.
And then, of course, we saw the names up there. That's the nameplate.
Yeah, the nameplate essentially is our way of giving the player a jersey and a number, right? A name on the back of the jersey. We're in a first-person POV in Call of Duty Black Ops 2, so we want to be able to identify the player and who you're watching, so that's what the nameplate does.
Now, that's all great, but viewers really want to see the map. Tell us about the map.
Yeah, the map overhead is a really important piece of information for the audience. So the audience wants to see where the teams are set up, where they're located on the map, where the engagement's about to occur. And also for the commentators, it's a great tool because the commentator can kind of switch players after a player dies and bring you right back into the action faster.
Now, this is really exciting. It's almost like watching a TV show, picture in picture.
Yeah, now the picture-in-picture mode is just really robust, a lot of features there, but essentially you're able to see what the kill streak is for each certain player. If a player is just on a tear, he's got 10 kills in a row, you'll be able to see that in the right-hand column. Also, we have an objective column, so any player who's playing an objective in real time, you're going to be able to see live when that player is playing an objective, and it's going to identify that that player is in fact on the objective.
Are there a lot of options that we can tweak?
Well, we actually have elements of the HUD that are removable, and you can actually customize the HUD for the viewer. And you can actually go in and, let's say an esports league or a big tournament wants to put in their own graphics, so you can remove a piece of the HUD and we can actually fully customize that for the viewing experience. So you can completely wipe it, put in the mini-map, take it away, different things like that. It's just very, very robust, and essentially that's what makes up Codcasting.
Now, one of the really neat features is Listen In, where we can actually hear the players, right?
Yeah, the Listen In feature in Codcasting mode is actually my favorite feature. It really allows us to take the audience and put them into the huddle with the players. So you really get a sense for just how much their communication separates them from other teams in competitive play. The best professional teams in the world have top-notch communication, and it's crucial to them winning a game. So we get to feel what they're feeling, what they're strategizing, and just hear the overall just lingo between the players, and it's just really an exciting tool. It's just such a great deal of information that the audience is going to be empowered with now. In Black Ops 2, the commentators have all the right to make the viewing experience as customized to the viewer and the audience as possible. So, you know, for me personally as a commentator, I want to make the viewing experience as fun as possible for the audience, and I'm able to do that with Codcaster mode, but more importantly, I'm able to make sure that we don't miss those epic moments in the battles that may have gotten lost in the past. You know, these just crucial moments that change the face of the game, and what essentially determines outcomes of matches. We're able to make sure that we capture all of that.
Thanks, Hastro. David, I want to talk to you about some of these features. What was it like implementing some of these features?
Yeah, so there's really a couple of really key pillars to the entirety of the esports and competitive agenda for us. Black Ops 2 has a league play feature. This is a sport. It's how you make Call of Duty multiplayer a sport, and we actually use skill-based matchmaking to put players in the right brackets. Competition is fun at any level, pro players and average players alike. We also have to make it fun to watch, fun to spectate. That's what Codcasting does. So that's why that feature is so important, have that production around that sport. And then finally, we need a way to give that sport or broadcast it to the world, and we do that with a feature we call live streaming.
You're now putting basically, you know, thousands of dollars of tools into the hands of the community. That's got to be really exciting. You're expecting to see a lot of great stuff out of them.
Yeah, it's actually really important for us to put as many tools as we can. We really like to make sure that we give the player the ability to customize the experience, whether they're playing the game, whether they're watching the game. In fact, Larry, you can even go back through the theater feature later, pick up those games, and then Codcast them later. It's really cool.
The team at Treyarch has got to be excited about the work that they've done around this. They've always really enjoyed the community, but this takes it to a different level.
We're going to keep going. We're pretty engaged with the community all the time. They're very passionate people. They have a lot to say about the game, and it's really fun to take their ideas, mold them into the context and structure what the game's supposed to be like, and then bring them right back to the players.
Thanks, David. Any final words?
Sure. I mean, you know, I've just been blown away by how dedicated the team at Treyarch has been to making this experience for the players as best as it can be and giving them as much customization that they can have. It's just mind-blowing how dedicated they are to their community and how well they treat their fans and the players that play the game. So I think that's something that all of the Black Ops 2 players out there, when they get the game, are going to realize pretty quickly.
Thank you, Hastro. Any final words?
We're really excited to put this game in players' hands. And when you get there and you get your hands on it, I want you to tell us what you're thinking about it, how it's working for you. Feed right back to us so we can continue to make and improve our games for you.
There you go, and we are back. It's the Vaughn and Major show. Vaughn, welcome back.
Thank you. I like this show. We should do this more often.
We should. Listen, first of all, great shirt. I love what you got going. Can we get a close-up of this shirt? He's internet nerd famous. And why Black Ops 2 multiplayer? We're going to talk about it right now. If you sent your hashtag, if you use the hashtag Black Ops 2 MP, we are going to answer your questions. We've got a few of them right here. You ready to jump in?
Let's do this.
All right, now the first one is actually not attributed to one specific person because we've seen it all over the place. The question is, will there be a player match system, or will everyone be forced to play ranked games? David?
No one is going to be forced to play ranked games, Larry, but you should know that the game supports that traditional matchmaking experience where you're going through the progression system and you're ranking up. Optionally, you can play in league play. That's where you get that competitive rating, get your skill-based matchmaking. The game supports both simultaneously.
All right, next question comes from Official Musty, that's the Twitter tag. Do kill streak kills help towards your next kill streak?
Great question. So anytime you're watching the game and you see that number come up in the center of the HUD, that is a scoring event. All bits of score contribute towards earning your next score streaks, but the support things, the items that help your team win the game, those are going to give you the most score, and that's how you can really get those nice high-end rewards.
So if you're a Call of Duty player and you may not be so much in killing, but helping, it's still going to help you out immensely.
It helps you out a lot. So there's some really good scoring events, like when you grab a flag, and when you capture that flag, you didn't actually kill anybody, but you're going to get a lot of score for those events.
Good, that's good to hear. All right, next one comes from China HD. Will there be an overkill perk for 2 primary weapons?
Yeah, good question. So there's actually not a perk that's overkill, but there is a wild card. Those are those rule breakers we've been talking about. The items that let you bend and extend, create a class in exciting new ways. And you can use a wild card to take 2 primary weapons.
All right, next question comes from Javis, I guess. Is that what it looks like? Why not? How does Hardline work now?
All right, good. So listen, this is really important. So in all previous games, Hardline actually reduced the cost of earning a reward, but Hardline gives you a scoring bonus. So, the game's still in development. We're still trying to figure out the best numbers to use, but right now, Hardline is actually going to give you about a 20% bonus earned towards your next reward.
Okay. All right, moving right along. Private matches and LAN. People want to know, is everything going to be unlocked in private match and LAN play?
Of course we would keep everything unlocked for you in private match and LAN so you can play those custom games the way that you really like to enjoy them.
All right, MegaQuest on Twitter. MegaQuest wants to know, will Ghost or another perk protect you from Orbital VSAT?
Yeah, the Orbital VSAT. You guys have been asking me about this one for a long time. I'm glad I get to finally tell you about it. The Orbital VSAT, that's just like the Blackbird you remember from Black Ops. It works the same way. There is no protection. That is that ultimate intelligence perk. Shows everybody on the map, all of their locations, what direction they're facing.
All right, now you've seen a lot of Create a Class for the past 3 days, but this is really about the UI, the user interface. The question from Maddie Wakefield is, what are the 3 slots at the bottom of Create a Class for?
Larry, that's where you actually can equip up to 3 of those wild cards, those rule breakers. So you can take a wild card like Primary Gunfighter. That lets you take 3 attachments on your primary gun. You can take any one of those perk greed cards, perk 1, perk 2, perk 3 greed. Those let you take additional perks, not just 1 but 2 from the same category. There's even a wild card that lets you take 2 types of tactical grenades. It replaces that lethal slot with a tactical slot.
We have more of your questions coming back. Just tweet them to Black Ops, the number 2 MP. We'll be going through those, put them on this card, and I will ask the man himself, the design director, and we'll get answers for you. Right now, we're going to get back to Hastro and AC. You guys ready for some play? Here we go.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Hastro's house. We're back down here at the pit, and check out, we've got an empty stool sitting down here. Make of that what you will. Oh, hold on. Here he is. Look. By popular demand, Vaughn is back and codcasting.
I'm like everywhere. I'm ninja smoked here and I show up over here. How does that even happen? TV magic.
Well, it happens. Astro, you know, I think it was world premiere of Vaughn Codcasting with you last night. How did that go for you? How was that experience?
It went great for me. I mean, it's all about how did it go for him, really? How did it go for you as your first cast?
It's completely possible. I might put you out of a job. I'm so good at this.
Yeah, I have a feeling my job's safe.
So Vaughn, community night tonight. We've got true Call of Duty fans all around us getting hands on with Black Ops 2 for the first time. You know, how does that feel personally for you?
It's great. We've been waiting for this day. We've been like pent up, right? Just waiting to show the game to the world and the fans and have a dialogue with them about it. There's no place else I'd rather be.
All right, we're going to get back to the gaming. Optic coming up big on that last one, stamping some authority on the matches tonight. We are switching over to Domination. Astro, which of these teams here tonight would you say is the Domination specialist?
You know, it's tough to call, AC. It's really tough to call. I'd probably lean towards Optic winning this one right now. Again, I'm going to go ahead and call it. They're going to pull it off.
Okay, and we're going to go and play a couple of rounds of Domination in each of these games as well, yeah?
Yeah, so I think we're playing some round-based domination. So that means everybody gets a shot at either side of the map. That keeps that playing field even for both teams, takes out any kind of intrinsic map issues, and so everyone can have a good time.
So we've switched to 6v6. Tell us how the teams are lining up.
Yeah, actually, so I noticed that we're not playing multi-team anymore, actually.
Right.
So it's actually going to be a combination of Optic and Team Envious. It's a North American team here. So pitting the North Americans versus the Europeans, and it's going to be a lot more fast-paced, I think.
Vaughn, so last night you sat on the fence spectacularly. I need an answer from you. North America, Europe tonight?
Yes.
Let's get going with the game.
Here we go.
All right, Vaughn. North Americans versus Europeans
Top
once again.
on Yemen this time.
Your answer was yes. Yes. But look at this. It's Yemen. Okay, so we're loading the map up. It's Yemen. First time that we're streaming it. Tell me a little bit about Yemen.
Man, Yemen is inspired by that urban close quarter combat battle. You're going to see some real fast-paced close quarter combat action, and that B flag is just a brutal position. Guys are going to have to really keep guys out of that zone.
Yeah, and as we see right off the bat here, it looks like the whole North American side decided to take that flag together. And usually sometimes you'll see that teams go ahead and push up towards that B flag, but they all jumped on it to get it quickly. And now you see them making moves. We're on board with Toby. And Toby gets taken out right there. We'll swap over, and we're now on board with Twiz, who's flanking around here. Twiz with the MSMC, and he's got the laser sight attachment. Tell me a little bit about that.
That laser sight is how you can get that increased hipfire accuracy on for these players.
Got it, yep. So that is Twiz picking up the kill right there. And he's going to go and hang tight as the North Americans are controlling 2 flags now. They have taken B, and Merc is on a tear right now. He just called in, it looked like a hellstorm, and it picked up a double, and now he has the SMR. So that is actually a semi-automatic rifle, right?
Right, he's got this thing customized up in all sorts of ways, so he's using that select fire switch to change up whether he's bursting or auto.
Got it. So looks like he's doing some work with it right now. As a Ruby jumps around the corner, he gets taken out there, and now it looks like Merc's going to be calling in a care package. We'll stay on board with him and see what lands. 26-13 now as the North Americans are up. And it looks like that care package is coming down, and Merc turns right there and takes out Gunshi. This gave Gunshi a little bit of the business, and that care package just came through. So let's see here what Merc is up to. It looked like it was a UAV.
Yeah, that's a UAV. You see those UAV assist points coming up. We were just talking about that earlier. Every time you're using a support-driven streak, and someone gets a kill with that UAV up, you're earning some points for that. That's that UAV assist message.
Right, so all of those points from that UAV are going to contribute to his score streak. Tell me a little bit about what we're seeing down here with the score streak meter.
Yeah, you can see that score streak meter in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen right next to those 3 icons. That'll fill as the guys get score. It hits the top, they're going to earn that next reward.
Right, so as we see, Big Timer is just getting started on his score streak here, and it looks like he took some shots right there, and the North Americans are doing some great controlling of that B flag at the moment. Map control is so important in Domination, and you have the North Americans doing a great job of just locking it down. 3 minutes and 35 seconds left to go, and 3 minutes and 30 seconds left to go as Big Timer takes that hip fire with the laser sight attachment. That definitely helped him right there.
Absolutely, man. You're going to see a lot of really good play from the hip and ADS with this particular attachment.
So tell me a little bit about what we're seeing round base here. Now, 3 minutes left to go here. You see at the top of the screen, it says round 1 of 2. The score panel is telling us this is the first round. What's going on there?
Right, so this is something we actually learned directly from the esports community. In a public game of Domination, you usually only play one round. You rack up to about 200 score and the game's over. But when we watch the guys play competitively, we realize that they like to play it round-based. That makes sure that everybody has to spawn on each side of the map.
Right, and that's important because it makes the game a little bit more fair in Domination. You get to play from both spawns, and you're able to have an equal opportunity on both sides. It's a great, great thing. So we'll be playing 2 minutes and 30 seconds left here, and then the teams will switch spawn, and the score will remain, and we'll keep playing from that point on, right?
Yeah, so it's still the guys with the highest score are going to win that game, but these scores will carry over to the next round. They'll start with the same exact scores that they end with.
Yeah, that's awesome. So great, great, great thing there for everyone who loves to play Domination. And now it looks like the North Americans are turning the heat up completely with the 3 cap. A player is on the B flag. As we take a look here, we see that Minnie and Shane were on the C flag, and it looks like they did manage to cap that C flag, and we're on board with Big Timer still. So why don't we hop on board with the Europeans, take a look. Well, actually, look at this. Twiz and Ray from the North American side, Ray of Optic Gaming and Twiz are on massive, massive kill streaks right now, David. We'll swap on board with Ray. And what's Ray got here?
Yeah, Ray's got the Death Machine out. This is some of the new weapons that we have put back in. The Death Machine actually has a little baby brother is known as the War Machine, which is the grenade launcher version. So it was really fun for us to put these clearly superior firepower weapons into the score streak system itself.
Awesome. So he's got a care package as well. Looks like he's just doing some work with that Death Machine, and you see him die and pull it back out again. So he's able to keep that Death Machine, whereas I think in the past, if you died with the Death Machine, you lose it, right?
That's right. So in Black Ops 2 multiplayer, you can hold on to that Death Machine sort of through multiple lives and through some extra ammo there.
Yeah, and that's awesome. So Ray still has that thing, and he's got about 30 rounds left. So there it goes. It expires. And look at that play that just happened right there. Ruby ran right into a shock charge that came from the North American side. So tell me a little bit about that shock charge.
Hestro, I like to use that shock charge as a type of alarm system. I'll actually place it on the entrances and exits of buildings, so if anybody comes through that door, they get electrocuted very briefly, usually just enough time for me to spin on them and take that target out.
Awesome. Well, look at this. 135 to 50. And you have about 30 seconds left to go. So we're getting to that point where this round is going to end and we're going to start back over. So the score was going to carry over. I'm just really excited for people to be able to check that out. And we'll take one more look here at the picture-in-picture. You see some players hopping on the flag, trying to play the objective near the end of the game. We'll take a look at the scoreboard as well. You see that Ray of Optic is on a tear. Huge, huge, huge game for him. 28-6 with 10 defends and 4 captures. And then you see Karma backing him up at 23-9. The North Americans are going massive at the moment. So a huge, huge game for the North Americans against the Europeans.
All right, this next round's going to start immediately, guys. We're going to go right over into the next round of this game. Right after this round-ending kill cam, we'll spin over. The guys will flip the spawns, as we say.
Yep.
And then we'll start right again.
All right, so here you go. We're switching sides.
A little bit of halftime, good breather.
All right,
and then right back into it. Now look, Hester, right at the top of the screen, you can see A, B, and C. That's because they're neutral. And as soon as someone jumps on the flag, it flips over to the team that has that particular flag.
And that's so great. So right now we see that the B flag is getting taken. Why don't we swap back over and see who is near that flag? And it looks like it's a battle for control of that B flag right now. And it is just chaos here on the map, looking great. Players are making moves. You just saw 2 players get taken out in the street right there, headed towards that B flag. So this is just basically a feel it out type of moment here, isn't it?
I'm really excited by the way these players will actually position and set up. They will not be in a hurry to grab the B flag until they feel like they can really lock it down. Look at Big Timer moving up beyond the flag radius so he can try to lock that position in really well.
Yeah, and now we see that Karma is actually pushing up on that right flank, but he does get taken out right there. And now you see some players hovering over that B flag. Let's hop on board with Merc. There he is, taking the B flag with some help of his teammates. And there you have it. The North Americans do control the B flag now. So they have C and B in that 2 flag setup. That's always so crucial. And tell me a little bit more about Yemen here as we're watching it. You see a lot of tight corridors here, and tell me a little bit about the design of this map.
Yeah, so we worked on this map really early on, and we wanted to make sure that we definitely brought that classic urban street fight that players love, make sure it was still available in Call of Duty Black Ops 2 as well. And this is why you see this such fast-paced action here. Look at the kill feed just spinning the entire time.
Absolutely, and that's something players love in Call of Duty, is just non-stop engagement, and that's what you get here on Yemen. And especially with Domination on this map, it's just non-stop. And you take a look at the map here overhead, and you just see constant movement from the players, right? And it's just a great thing to watch. I actually love this view right here, just watching the triangles moving around the map.
I'm always fascinated by the line battles these guys have. They will set up and just try to deal with the threats coming in on them. And in this view, we can see which guys are firing, and you can get a really good idea. Look at Merc coming around from the side, going for a flank.
Yeah, and absolutely. We even saw the care package just get dropped right there for the North Americans, back on the C flag in a safe area. So I mean, it's just a beautiful thing. We can actually take a look here. We see that Shane is on the A flag now. Big Timer is on the B flag. He just ran through it. They still have control. And Ray now runs by the A flag. It looked like Ray was actually pushing for that capture. So the North Americans are now pushing this flag pretty hardcore and aggressively. And then the Europeans do manage to thwart that off. We'll jump on board with the Europeans. Why don't we hop on board with one of the ladies here? Jump on board with Kitty Cat, and we'll take a look at what she's using. She's got the MP7, and it looks like that class is pretty solid. Tell me a little bit about the suppressor attachment she has here too. That kind of comes back as an attachment. What exactly does that do for you here?
Yeah, of course. We would bring back fan favorite attachments like the suppressor. This will keep you from appearing on the mini map, of course. And this is really good for guys who are trying to stay low off that radar, of course.
Yep. So as we see here, we actually see the perks now coming up. It looks like we got that off the spawn. Why don't we take a look at some of the perks here that players are using? And there you go. Looks like Kitty Cat is using Hardline Scavenger and Dead Silence. And why don't we swap around? Let's see if we can find some of those multi-combo, perk additions. There you go.
Yeah.
So here you have it. Tell me a little bit about this, David.
Yeah, so Karma's definitely running perk 2 Greed, so he can have both extreme conditioning and dexterity. And with lightweight, this is a guy who clearly wants to move as fast as possible and be as nimble as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. So lightweight is going to increase his movement speed. Extreme conditioning is going to allow him to run a little bit farther and longer. And dexterity is actually going to let him swap weapons faster, climb ladders faster, climb objects faster. So he's definitely going for speed here. And that's the great thing about this, is that you're able to customize those perks in your classes to be what you want to be as a player, and that's you in Black Ops 2.
It's actually the very good definition of what the pick 10 and the wildcard system is actually about in the first place, Astro. He can configure this way and just put his points to that particular playstyle.
Yeah, and I'm excited to watch him play here. I'm going to stay on board with him. He has the R87. He's got a shotgun. So he's doubling speed so he can get close, uptight in the faces of his opponent here. And it seems to be working, as Karma is 39 and 17 on the board at the moment. So he's doing some work with the shotgun. And look at that. He's going for some range here. He's got 3 hit markers. Oh no, pulling out the combat knife. But there you go. That's a perfect moment, right? Tell me what just happened right there.
Yeah, so these guys are so used to being able to swap to their second weapon, but if you're going to use the pick 10 and wildcard system to stack up this way, he had to sacrifice his gun to be able to do that. So he pulls out, thinks he's going to have his pistol in hand, but no, he's got his knife. He does not have a secondary weapon equipped.
Yeah, that was actually a great moment, because that secondary just wasn't there. He used up all his allocation points in the pick 10 for all his other gear to make him faster. And Karma does pull out the RCXD there. That comes back in Black Ops 2. Tell me a little bit about that. There's a little RCXD running around the map still.
Yeah, that's one of these things that we just felt like had to come back into the game, upgraded that model and its animation and sounds for 2025. It's just something that feels totally appropriate for this kind of game.
Yeah, and you can see the score streaks that Karma has over here. He's got an RCXD. Looks like he has a UAV, counter UAV as well. So he's definitely, it's a great class. It looks like he's making that rushing class, so that makes sense. Why don't we scroll through here a little bit more? And here we go. We have another one here. This is Big Timer, who's rocking Ghost, Hardwired, Extreme Conditioning, and Dexterity. So
why am I not surprised that these pro players like to be on the move and moving fast and using their pick 10 this way?
Absolutely. It's just, they're going to use it. 8 seconds left to go. The North Americans have clearly been in the lead here, 273 to 133 now, and the North Americans are going to take it in this domination. And they're pumped. Let's take a look at this final kill cam.
Good job, Twiz. Look at this.
So there we go, the definition of domination there, I think it's fair to say, from the North Americans. But when Optic and Prophecy team up, it's always going to be hard for people to hang with them.
Absolutely. So it's Optic and Envious playing together right there. They, yeah, you got it. But you know, it's tough. You know, the ladies are coming in. They're a little mismatched against these guys who are, you know, the best players in the world, and they stick to their search and destroy. But great games right there. Got to see a lot of what Black Ops 2 had to offer.
Right, we're going to squeeze in some more gameplay, so let's get straight into it again, okay?
So David, looks like we're about to kick this one off again. Now we're playing Aftermath. It's a domination game mode again. And so why don't we talk a little bit about the map as we kick it off?
You just call me David.
I called you David.
I'm going to call you Mike.
Oh, okay. Lord Vonderhaar. So Vaughn,
Oh boy, I had that covered.
Vaughn, tell me a little bit about Aftermath. What's going on here?
Yeah, so this is Aftermath. It takes place in 2025 in downtown Los Angeles right after a drone attack. And look at the beautiful destruction that you see in this map.
Yeah, there's a lot that's not right in Los Angeles right here in Aftermath. So as we see early on, looks like we're on board with Minnie. She's of the German ladies team, Vivacious Ladies, and she gets shocked right there. A shock charge went off. Let's see what goes down right here, this B flag. Take a look at this mini map.
Oh boy, look at this is chaos in the center here.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about this B flag positioning here on Aftermath.
Well, where else would you put the B flag but in the dead center of the map in the most crazy place you can, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, and we see a care package now coming in for the Europeans. That's going to get dropped off. Why don't we take a look and see who's going to grab that? We're on board with Minnie, and she looks like she's making a move for it. Yes, she is, but her teammate comes in and swoops it up. So let's see here. Oh, there it is.
There's the War Machine. I was hoping this would come out. This is really one of those fun weapon-based score streaks that we have in Call of Duty Black Ops.
Yeah, this thing is absolutely devastating. The War Machine is a pretty much just a ridiculous launcher. It's so powerful as we see Kitty Cat getting taken out, but she spawns back in and she has it again. She picked up a flurry of kills right there, and she was clearing out that B flag. And let's take a look here. Still a jockey for position moment for this flag. The score is absolutely tied, David.
Look at, yeah, no one's actually picked up this B flag yet. It's been in the center of the map. It is a tough position. You'd like to see some smoke. You'd like to see some guys pushed up a little harder to keep these guys from taking this flag.
And there you have it. There goes that War Machine. Kitty Cat used up all the rounds in it, so it's gone. And she just wasn't able to keep the North Americans off the B flag as they take it now. So the North Americans in the lead. They are your FBI faction, as you see, designated by the flag on the left side, upper left side of your screen in the score panel. And the Mercs faction is the Europeans. They are there on this B flag now.
Look at that capture progress bar. She might grab this flag.
Yep, absolutely. Great teamwork right there by the Europeans to get that flag back. But Merc comes in and smokes a few. Let's take a look at the map. Oh, well, actually, it looks like the Europeans do have some pretty good map control now. We'll jump back on board with the Americans. We'll jump on board with Merc, who's making a move for that flag. He gets taken out, and now Merc spawns back in. And he's packing lightweight, cold-blooded, and extreme conditioning. And David, let's find something else to talk about here. Tell me a little bit about what his class is using. Do you notice anything here?
Yeah, this guy, you know, Merc is a very traditional player. I think he's got 3 perks out and using a Claymore and some shock charges. Now, those shock charges give you just enough time to put a target down. If you put them, we're seeing the European team actually throw them onto the B flag, confuse those guys so that they can jump in there. But Merc's got this shotgun out, and he's got that laser sight so that he has some real superior hip-fire accuracy right now.
And look, 7 seconds left to go. The Europeans actually have the lead on this one. We're playing round-based domination if you're just tuning in. So this is the first of 2 rounds, and the Europeans take round number 1, 46-42. We are in halftime. As we take a look at the round-ending kill cam, it's going to be Swanee right there, putting some nice shots. Looks like he had a burst mode right there. What weapon was that?
That's the best weapon in the game.
No. Well,
I didn't say that.
Well, what was it? Tell me.
The best weapon in the game.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. He's going to leave it up to you to figure it out there in internet land. So now we see we're in round number 2 here on this Domination Aftermath. 3 minutes left in the round. The 3-minute round is what we're playing, and it looks like the North Americans go immediately for that B flag, and they do pick it up. So score carried over, 49-50 now to 48. Score carried over after round 1, and we flip spawns.
Yeah, so now that we've got these flip spawns, we're going to see where these teammates set up. They're not facing the same direction. The flank routes are not going to be the same for them, and so they're going to relearn their positions and figure out what to do in this scenario to hold down both that A and B flag.
Yeah, I'm actually going to take the perk icons off now, and let's go ahead and take a look here on the team for the Europeans. We'll swap over to Gunshi, who was really hot earlier. Now Gunshi has the R870. That seems to be the most popular shotgun with these guys. What makes that their choice right now? What would you say? It does a lot of damage.
It does do a lot of damage. This is really a classic style shotgun. The semi-auto, the pump. Just look at those shells on the side of the thing. The thing is absolutely beautiful. The Treyarch weapons team is some of the best in the world. You can see their work coming through right here.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll scroll around. Let's take a look at some of the weapons here. So we'll just go one by one. The MSMC here.
Yeah.
Submachine gun. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so there's all sorts of great submachine guns in Call of Duty Black Ops 2. And this MSMC is one of the favorites that we have internally. I think fans are really going to react well to it.
Yeah, and it looks like this is an LMG now coming out for Shane, and he's got a crazy sight on that. What's that attached? He also has the laser sight, and he's just going ahead and hip firing. Look at that, just mowed down Ray and David. That was just like this LMG. He's mobile with it and hip firing. How did that work out right there?
He's got an LSAT. He's got it customized up with that laser sight, but also that dual band scope. Now he's got the assault shield coming out right now. So Shane has got all sorts of fun stuff going on in his classes. I'm really excited that players are going to be able to use. Oh, look at that melee attack from Shane with the assault shield.
Yeah, and look at this. Somebody is not knowing what's going on. It looked like it was Karma of Team Envious. 30 seconds left to go now. That was we're going to stay on board with Shane because this class is pretty epic.
This is one of the great things about Pick 10 and the wild cards. You're going to see some really unique combinations that are still competitive.
Yeah, and he did work with it. I mean, I have to say, I was pretty impressed. And it looks like the North Americans still have the lead here. They're up by 8 points in Domination Aftermath. 10 seconds left to go. They are going to close this one out. I don't think there's enough time for the Europeans to come back, and that's going to be all she wrote. 97 points on the board. Now we'll see how it finishes. Looks like 98-93, close game, but that's our final, David.
That is the end of that match. That was a much closer game. Nothing is guaranteed. You got to play strong the entire time.
Absolutely. So the Europeans down just a little bit in that game mode. As you see the final kill cam, it's Ray off Optic Gaming, and now they are pumped.
Look at Optic.
Big Timer doing his chair dance one more time. Great game.
Very good game. Thank you so much for joining. We're going to be back in just a second. We're going to talk to the guys over there.
All right, I don't know if we're going to see more gameplay or more Vandahar tonight. What a night it's been. All right, well, we're going to see more Vandahar. We're now going to hear from him. He's going to tell us about the weapons, the brand new Create a Class system, score streaks, and even more details about the weapons. David?
If you're just tuning in, you're seeing a lot of new features that likely require a bit of explanation. So let me give you the quick recap. With the new Create a Class in Black Ops 2 multiplayer, we're putting the power back into the hands of a player to customize for his play experience. We give you 10 points, and you can use those points to allocate in any way in which you will be successful in the field. In fact, you don't even have to take content from a particular category of content if you don't want to. You can forgo a particular weapon, maybe your secondary, and then use that point somewhere else. For example, an extra perk. And with the wild cards, you can bend and extend and break the rules for even greater customization and flexibility. Let me tell you about score streaks. Score streaks replace kill streaks. And here's how this works. Anything you do in the game that earns you score is helping you earn your rewards. Every score streak has its score requirement. Therefore, there's no strict mutual exclusivity. In fact, you can earn 2 rewards in a single scoring event. Using score allows us to reward players for playing the objective and helping their team win. Now, you don't even have to be a Slayer, a guy with a high KD ratio. But it doesn't hurt either because getting kills also earns you score. Weapons and attachments have changed in a pretty significant way in Black Ops 2. We're using the 2025 time period as inspiration for all sorts of new gadgets and technologies that we can put back in the hands of a player. and the attachments are particularly interesting because this is the only way you're going to be able to modify the behavior of a weapon. For example, the laser sight actually is visualized on the gun, so you can see when someone is doing work to you at close range, firing from the hip. The MMS is a really good example of an attachment where you actually send a pulse wave through the world and can detect people. It's a rusher's tool. You will see them when they're stationary and through smoke. You can use that in a standoff battle and take that guy down. So that's a very brief overview of our core gameplay systems. And we're really excited that the guys on the show floor get to experience this right now, and the rest of you will get to experience it on November 13th.
Thanks, David. Hello, David.
I'm here again. How is that even possible?
I don't understand this. You designed the game, you're calling the game, you're over here. How do you do it?
It's magic.
It's unbelievable. Well, we've got more of your questions. If you were sending them, if you're on Twitter using the hashtag BlackOps2MP, I've got them right here on the card. We're going to jump right back into them, and David's going to answer your questions. The first one, or the next one from Jay Hernandez 97, do headshots, payback, Avenger, or other medals count towards your score streak?
No, in fact, they do not. Those are not scoring events. Those are medals. That's how you earn extra experience points.
All right, jumping ahead. Jersey's Finest 17. Can the enemy see the red laser attachment, and does it add to the accuracy of hipfire?
Yeah, we saw that a lot in the game. The guys are using that attachment a lot to increase their hipfire accuracy, and you can, in fact, see it if you're looking carefully.
It's very subtle.
It's pretty subtle.
Everything about the game is subtle.
Really? I like that.
All right, X-Zac attacks X, and when there's X's at the beginning of the end, you know it's real.
That's a pro player.
Right, pro right there, pro legit. Is there a perk or attachment that can make you reload faster?
Yeah, very important thing. There are no attachments that modify the guns. I'm sorry, there are only attachments that can modify the accuracy of a gun, and there can only be attachments that make you reload faster. So there is one, it's fast mags.
Now that's dramatically different from the previous games. Tell us why you made that decision.
It's so we can tune the guns regardless of the gameplay behavior. So when it belongs to the gun, that we can tune it independent of the gun, whereas if it's a perk, it has to be consistent across all the guns.
All right, we have one more question we want to get into. Carnage 615, what's the difference in the Riot Shield from other Call of Duty games?
Call of Duty Black Ops 2 has an assault shield, and the big advantage of this is you can actually plant it into the world and use it as portable cover.
So really, that's actually really significant.
I think you're going to see guys form lines and use that to protect their backside when they're in a good engagement.
All right. Well, we're going to get right back. Hey, Graham, why don't you come on over here? We're going to wrap up the show here. It's been a great hour. Graham, how was it fun? It was fun over there, wasn't it?
Absolutely. It's where I love to be, seeing the gameplay happen right in front of me, and always amazing to learn from those pro players as well, right?
Now, tonight was community night. Tomorrow night, things take a different slant. Why don't you talk about that?
Absolutely. Tomorrow night is competition night, so we're letting those pro players off the leash, and they will be at each other's throats. You'll see and hear a lot more of those pro players. We've got player profiles as well, so it'll be really good to hear directly from those guys.
Now, David, we didn't get a chance to really go through all the questions we saw on Twitter, but do you think you'll be able to answer some of them? I know you're on Twitter looking at them.
I actually love answering questions from the fans, and I'm going to be answering as many questions as I can. I'll be on Twitter all night.
All right, there you go. Black Ops 2 MP, that's the hashtag you want to use. Why don't you give out your Twitter tag, your Twitter handle, just in case. Oh, there it is. As if on cue, he's got it on the back of his.
David Vonderhaar on Twitter, but you can follow Treyarch at Treyarch. Will be answering your questions all the time.
All right, Yvonne, I think I've got a question that involves quad feeds and multiplayer reveal trailers. Is that one we can cover off tonight? Or?
You can ask that question if you want.
All right, well, maybe we'll hold it for tomorrow night. Okay, that's a cliffhanger right there.
Yeah. The answer is yes.
Yes, you can ask. It doesn't mean he'll answer it. All right, we're going to wrap it up here. Any final words for the community?
Again, thank you guys so much. And without you, we would be nowhere near where we are today. We'll see you soon.
Let's just cover off same time tomorrow night for the live stream. We'll be on Xbox.com in Europe, CallOfDuty.com, the Black Ops 2 Facebook page, and Twitch.tv/Treyarch. Take your pick.
Thank you, Graham. I'm Larry Herb, Xbox Live's Major Nelson. For Mr. Vonderhaar and AC Bongos, thank you and good night, everybody.
Good night.
Hi, it's Larry Herb, Xbox Live's Major Nelson. Game Gamescom 2012. I'm here with Mr. AC Bongos. Graham
Hello.
Boyd.
How are you?
We're
Graham
back.
Boyd, Xbox Live's AC Bongos, and it is great to be back for another night of live streaming directly from Gamescom.
Now, I've been reading Twitter. I know you have as well, using the hashtag BlackOps2MP. And I got to tell you guys, you're sitting at home and you're thinking, wow, you know, I wish I was at Gamescom. Yeah, we wish you were here too, but here's something you don't know. These people here have waited almost 5 hours to play the game, to see what you're going to see.
That's right, and we're going to bring it all to you from the comfort of your living room or your workspace or wherever you are.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter.
Probably some people are at work, who knows. Anyway, we've got a fantastic hour set aside for you. You are going to see probably some of the greatest Call of Duty Black Ops players you have ever seen.
Yeah, it is hot outside today here in Cologne, but let me tell you, it is about to get even hotter inside because tonight is competition night. We're letting these pro players off the leash, and as I say, they are going to be absolutely gunning for each other tonight.
They certainly are. Of course, they've had a chance to play the game a little, pretty much more than anybody has had their hands on. The game comes out, of course, November 13th, but what's really interesting, as I was talking with Dave Vonderhaar earlier, we'll have him on, is they're not done tweaking the game yet. The game is not done. So they're playing with a build right here that, for all intents and purposes, could have some tweaks that may set them off when it releases on November 13th.
That's right, and these guys are so lucky. They've been playing this game non-stop for 3 days now. They've been getting dialed in with all their classes, using that new Pick 10 system to build the class that's exactly right for them. Let me tell you a little secret. Last couple of days, these guys have been experimenting with different things on the live stream. Tonight, they are playing the way they would play if this was a tournament, so you're going to see some amazing competitive action tonight.
So why don't we get right to it? Graham, why don't you get over there to the to your position?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's go to where I like to be, which is where the action happens. So yeah, doors are open again for the public today here at Gamescom. It's Friday, it's getting into the weekend, so things are really, really building up here. The place was absolutely hoaching, as we say in Scotland, jam-packed. So these are real gamers, real Call of Duty fans coming in here. They've been waiting to play the game. Now it is a long wait, but once you get in, I did it today, you come in, you get to play 2 rounds. I played a Hardpoint, I played a multi-team team deathmatch. I came top of my team in Hardpoint. You know, just want to get that in. So you do get a really good chunk of Black Ops 2 multiplayer when you wait in line here today. Right, we are back with my man, Mike Hastro Raphael. Now, we've been calling this place the Pit, but seeing tonight is competition night, I think this should be the Coliseum, because this is where the gladiatorial combat is going to go down. Are you excited about what we're going to see tonight?
Yeah, I think these guys have been waiting for this moment where they actually get to use the classes that they've kind of prepared for competition, and we're going to see that right now, and it's going to be real serious.
So I've said a couple of times that we're letting the players off the leash. Is that a good way to describe it? You know, they've been holding back a little bit, and tonight is the night they really show their stuff.
Yeah, we've kind of had the guys having a good time, just using different weapons, different perks, different classes, just kind of show off the game, and now it's go time, it's competition time, so it should be fun.
Cool. So we will be back here in the balcony of the Coliseum. Hastro will be codcasting for us again tonight, doing an amazing job of that so far this week. In the meantime, I'll hand back to Major.
Well, if you're in the balcony, where am I, in the parking lot, Graham? My Lord. Anyway, listen, we all know how important the codcasting feature is, this brand new feature for Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Now, Dave Vonderhaar is a vested interest in this. He is such a fan of esports that he said, this has to be in here, and they drove the team to make these fantastic features. So Dave Vonderhaar is here to tell us a little bit more about the features and how important esports is to Call of Duty Black Ops 2. David, over the past few days, we've really seen the codcasting feature. Tell us about the inspiration for that.
Yeah, so in Black Ops, we actually had a chance to watch the game get played at the highest competitive level in an arena-style format, and we took a lot of the team members down, and I showed it to them, and we were like, this is super impressive, but they were going through a tremendous amount of production to actually do this and put on this event, and we said, we have got to make this something that everyone can do, make it accessible, and put this feature inside the game directly.
So now you guys really branched out of making great games into really making a platform.
Why not? You have a game like Call of Duty Black Ops 2 multiplayer, and you have this arena and this sport, and then you want to make sure that that game's fun to watch as well. So that's what codcasting actually lets us do.
These tools are extraordinary. I mean, they're really taking broadcast quality television production and they're putting them into a game.
Yeah, think about it. Call of Duty Black Ops 2 multiplayer is going to have 30 million people who enjoy this game. This is a lot of people. This is more people who watch many sporting events. So why couldn't we take these things, put them in the game, give them to people, and let them broadcast those to the world? The game is really fun to watch when you see it in this framework.
When you look back at the designing some of these features, they've certainly been in production for quite some time. It's got to be great for the team to see them really delivered, but more importantly, see what the community is going to do with them.
Yeah, I can't wait. I think the community's going to do really amazing things. In fact, Larry, in the theater feature, you can go back in games that have been already done and go back and cast those later. So you can create a whole series of channels. Just imagine what's going to happen when people have this in their hands. I expect guys to have entire channels full of casted matches, and we're going to find a new celebrity right here.
Fantastic stuff there. So Codcasting is coming with Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Let's get back to some gameplay. We're there, now we're here, right, David?
It's a miracle.
It's amazing technology. David, you and I have been talking a lot over the past few days about esports and how important it is to you. Tell me about your interest in it.
You know, it really got exciting for me when we were watching the game get played at the highest level on Black Ops. That was the genesis of the source of inspiration for the team. That's where we started, and now we have all these great features built around that experience. Competition is fun for everybody at every level, and now we get to share that passion with everyone else.
How did you decide what are some of the features that you wanted to put into the game to help the esports along?
Yeah, well, it first starts and stops with our esports consultant, Hastro, and all these pro players that you're going to see play tonight. They had a lot to say about what it is we're going to need to make this successful. So we took their feedback and input, we applied our development experience to that, and here we are.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many new features. I mean, we've been literally overwhelming the audience for the past few days. And you've been watching it on Twitter, on your Twitter handle. What's some of the feedback been?
Yeah, you know, so there's this realm of people who don't know what this stuff is. So those are the ones that I'm really excited to be able to show these features to, like our League Play feature, like Codcasting, and like the live streaming feature itself, Larry. What are we doing but doing all three of these things in a way right here, right now?
Yeah, I mean, that's really what it's all important. You're seeing more of Black Ops 2 multiplayer than you've seen up until this point, and frankly, and let's be clear, I pointed this out at the top of the show, the game is not done, right?
No, the game's not done. You know, we're not gonna be out till November 13th. I gotta get back on a plane soon and help the guys finish the game up.
I mean, there's so much going on that you have to do, and the fact the game's not done, but you're still balancing, and I said that earlier, but there's going to be some changes from what we're actually seeing here, right?
Yeah, I'm actually really glad you asked me about this. This is the time of the project where we're really dialing it in, taking all the feedback, taking our playtest sessions, and dialing in everything, turning those screws nice and tight so we're ready for launch.
How do you know when you're done?
We're out of time usually if you're a developer, right? But you know, we know when we're done because we can feel the game coming together really strong.
And you guys play it every single night.
Yeah, every single night, in fact, multiple times a night. And there's guys on my team who all they do is play instead of work.
Right, exactly. Well, they might want to get working on that. Anyway, Graham had a chance to spend some time with a lot of these players earlier today. Let's take a look.
Hey everybody, I'm Graham Boyd, Xbox Live's AC Bongos, and we are still here at Gamescom, and I have my lads with me, the boys from the UK representing. I've got a lot of money on you lads, okay, so don't let me down this week. I'm going to let you introduce yourself.
Thomas Jones, Prof Gunshi, play for Prophecy.
Callum Swanee, play for Prophecy.
Shane McCarroll, Shane, play for Prophecy.
I met most of you guys at XP last year. I know you all did pretty well, right? You came second, right?
Yeah, second. It was. I don't know how we got there, to be honest. It was a bit of a random shock, but we got an easy bracket there, but it was the best event we've ever been to. It was insane.
Nice. So from Los Angeles, Call of Duty XP, to Gamescom, with the world premiere of multiplayer for Call of Duty Black Ops 2, how does it feel to be getting hands-on with it for the first time?
Yeah, it's great, to be fair. It's a good opportunity to have, and I think the event is like similar scale to what XP was, in terms of like who's here and what we get to do.
So going from Black Ops to Black Ops 2, what are the main differences you see there?
Maps are a lot different, and it's a lot smoother, a lot smoother. They've just tweaked it a lot, to be honest, but it runs really smooth from playing it just then. It's really good.
Now, one of the big changes we've seen is the Pick 10 creator class system, right? Have you had a chance to play around with that, and do you think you're going to kind of push that to this extreme or be a bit more conservative?
Yeah, it offers a lot more customization, I think. Obviously, you can play without a primary weapon, or you can take everything out, so yeah, I think it's good.
Nice. And then you guys are going to be playing competitively this week on the live streams, and then during the days as well when the community guys are in here. Some pretty tough competition, right? How do you think you'll measure up against some of the other guys here?
In my opinion, we're playing against the two best American teams in the world, and obviously a really good German team, so it's a new game, anything can happen.
I've got some very special guests. This is the home team. This is the German Call of Duty Black Ops 2 multiplayer team here at Gamescom. Now I'm going to let you guys introduce yourself, okay?
My name is Kevin Kreuzberg. I am 19 years old and my gamertag is Apex Raiden.
Hello, I'm Brian Kramer. I'm from SK Gaming, but people might know me as QNTM or Quantum.
Hello, my name is Manuel Straumann. My gamertag is UP-Nice and I'm playing for Uprising Esports.
Great to meet you, lads. So this is really special for you guys, okay? Because you're on home territory here. This is your house. Some of the other teams here are pretty serious. We've got some of the world's best pro players here. How do you think you'll match up to that competition?
Well, this is difficult because it's a new game. Everything can happen. Realistically, their skill level is a bit above ours. But just as I said, new game, everything can happen. So the chance is 50-50.
From your initial playthroughs of the multiplayer, what's really stood out for you?
I really like the wild card. So you can pick 3 perks or 6 perks, and this is really, really cool. I like this.
And the score streaks have changed as well, right? So it's not just about kills anymore. All that good team play is going to help. How is that going to change the way you've been playing?
Well, it helps a lot if there are a lot of people that don't make that much of kills, but they help each other, like give good callouts and give assists and other things. So this improves just the team play itself.
Now, we're gathering some tips from the pro players here at Gamescom this week, right? It's not for me, I already know everything, but for the benefit of everyone out there, give me a couple of your really quick pro tips so that everyone can play at the kind of level that you guys are at.
Play as much as you can.
That is a good tip, I like it. Simplicity. One more.
Just feel comfortable with the game and always think about how you can play smarter and cleverer than your enemies.
So there it is. Practice and hard work makes perfect. And I am here with one of the biggest and best and most well-known teams in the Call of Duty universe. It's Optic Gaming. How are you doing, lads?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good. Give me your name, your gamer tag, and obviously we'll talk about your team.
I'm Joe DeLuca. My gamer tag is Merc, and I play for Optic Gaming.
I'm Raymond Lucier. My gamer tag is Rambo, and I play for Optic Gaming.
My name is Will Johnson, also known as Big Timer, and I play for Optic Gaming.
Now, I think you guys are probably the prize scalp among the pro players here, right? Because you guys won Call of Duty XP, the $1 million tournament, right? So how does it feel going from that, coming here to Gamescom to compete in this?
It's pretty awesome. Obviously, Call of Duty XP is was such a big tournament, and then in between that and this, we've won a lot. We've been winning. I don't think we've lost an MW3 tournament we've attended. So everything's been going well, and then Gamescom, I mean, we're in Germany. It's pretty awesome.
Right. How do you think you'll compete against the other teams that are here?
Well, obviously, we've been a pretty good team to catch on the games fastly, so we understand that the mechanics Call of Duty, the new perk system is really awesome. So I think we're all going to have a lot of fun with that.
So lots of new features, lots of new tweaks and improvements in Black Ops 2. I think the weapons are one of the things that are going to be completely new for players when they come to it. What have you been trying out and what's really worked for you? Weapons and attachments.
Yeah, well, I think we've all been trying a lot of different things. We've probably got, 4 games in by now, so we're all trying different combinations. I think it was Hasher that told me there's actually 500 million different combinations that you can use with a 10 perk slot. So there's going to be a lot of different combinations you can use. Right now, we're still just trying everything. Not sure what the best guns are yet, but hopefully over the weekend we'll have better answers for that.
I love the gun accessories, and we all have different roles on the team. I'm obviously a Slayer, so I want I want as much power as I can. Where he is the objective player, where he might want more perks to run around.
The score streak system works a bit more like with objectives this time, as in the kill streaks were more based on kills, just really kills. Now it's more like a score streak where if I'm getting a flagpole or anything, I'll get more points and I'll get the kill streaks that you usually normally get. So I think that's something that might be implemented into our competitive play. Since it's not really based on the amount of kills, so it's not really going to affect the pace of the game that much, so it's going to be interesting to see how that works out.
Finally getting the recognition you deserve.
Pretty much, yeah, hopefully.
Good. Now, one of the things that really stood out for me was when DJ Vaughn was talking about the bringing esports to the masses, right? And I know that's something that you guys are really passionate about. What does that mean to you?
Well, I mean, I think ever since Call of Duty 4, when MLG started getting into the Call of Duty scene, we've wanted to see a developer kind of support the game, support what we do. And last year, we were fortunate enough for Varneyhart to come to the MLG events, and he bought into it. He liked what we were trying to do. So I think with Black Ops 2, we'll see that open up. I think that'll bring a lot of the public players and stuff like that into the competitive scene. You'll see a lot more teams, players buying into it, hopefully more tournaments, and it should be a good year for us.
Right, thank you very much, lads. All the best this week. Everyone keep an eye on this team, Optic Gaming. These are the prize scalps here at Gamescom.
There you go. Those are some of the players. In fact, those are the players you're going to see play tonight. And as David said earlier, they're playing at like the highest level.
This is the absolute highest level of competition you can get gathered at this point in time.
David, tell us about what we're going to see tonight in terms of maps and modes that these teams are going up against.
So we're actually bringing out the modes that these players like to play at the competitive level. So we're going to see round-based domination with the respawn timer. We're actually going to bring out search and destroy for the first time tonight. And then we're also, of course, going to play some CTF, those flag pulls, those relays. You are in for a treat.
You know, you talked this a little bit earlier about them playing at the highest level. What makes a team play at the highest level? I mean, is it the teamwork? Is it the communication? Tell me a little bit about that before we get started.
Some of these guys have been playing together for so long, and they play all the time. They're practicing, and they have the best teamwork. Hopefully we'll get some really good listening so you can hear it for yourself at home.
Brand new feature of Call of Duty Black Ops 2 is you can actually listen in. I mean, some of these features are fantastic.
Thank you so much. We're so excited to share them with everybody.
All right, why don't we get going? Let's get the game going. We're going to see some of these players right now and using the brand new Codcasting feature. Hastro's going to call the game right now. Over to you, AC.
Back here with Hastro, who will be Codcasting all the action tonight. So we've seen Optic, we saw Prophecy, we saw SK Gaming in there. Envious weren't in the VT, but it's worth talking about those guys, right? It's guys you know pretty well, yeah?
Yeah, it's a former team. My former team, it's an organization I've always played for since, I really started getting into that pro level. So good guys over here. They didn't get into the VT, but got to give them a shout out.
So who in Envious tonight is your pick? Who are you looking out for?
I think Twiz will go big for Envy, but we actually have Toby, who's actually a European player filling in for a player called Proofy. Proofy couldn't make it because of his flight, got canceled. And so Toby's filling in, but Twiz, I think, is going to go off. Karma also can do the same thing. I mean, they're all great skilled players.
Now, Gunshy's been on a bit of a hot streak this week for Prophecy. Do you think he's going to be continuing that tonight? Who else are you also looking out for?
Absolutely. The combo of Gunshy and Swanee over there. Gunshy really, he's just been lighting it up. I absolutely am going to follow him a little bit while we're casting here. But you can't take anything away from Shane either. Guy's a monster as well. We saw some big plays out of him yesterday. So, all these players can light it up.
And we're going into competition play. So what should we look for that's different from the way the guys have been playing the last two nights to tonight? They're comfortable in their classes tonight, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So today I put on a nice shirt, AC. I put on my nerd glasses, my awesome Call of Duty 2 Black Ops eyewear, right? And it's because we're taking it real serious. You're going to see some really great gameplay. This is where the teams are actually going to try and strategize. They're familiar with the maps now, familiar with the game modes, familiar with the weapons and perks and attachments and everything that you have in Creative Class. So it's going to be a fierce battle, I'm pretty sure, between these two teams from North America and Europe.
So we're kicking off with Domination on Yemen. We are playing North America against Europe tonight, right?
Right, absolutely. So in this Domination game type, you're going to see a 7.5-second respawn delay. That's typically what you see in competitive rules. So there is going to be a respawn in this Domination, but Yemen is such a fast-paced map. EU versus North America.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is competition time. There will be no quarter asked, no quarter given, but there will be blood. It's competition time. Let's go.
And we're going. Hello. Here we go, guys. Oh, here we go. Domination on Yemen.
All right, folks, so this is the day at Gamescom where these pro players get to take off and be as serious as possible with their gameplay. And right off the bat, we're on board with Team North America, and we're spawning in the eyes of Karma of Team Envious, one of the most successful professional Call of Duty teams out there with the most tournament wins. Optic Gaming on the other side for Team North America, coming in as the #1 team in the world at the moment. Very hot, had such a good year last year, taking COD XP, winning 2 of the Major League Gaming championships on the Pro Tour. And now we see Karma is setting up nicely here. This is a great spot to look over your teammates as we see that we have 2 players for North America on the B flag. And looks like Big Timer is barely going to take that B flag. Swanee managing to get the frag on him, but just a little too late. And 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in round #1 of Domination. If you're just tuning in and you haven't seen Domination with us yet, it's round by round scoring now. So we'll have a halftime and teams will switch sides. The flags will renew and become fresh, but the score will carry over round to round. And so the North Americans controlling that B flag. Karma is on a 3-kill streak. He's playing very passive right now for the North Americans, just holding down this position. Yemen's such a fast-paced map. Somebody's got to play that defensive mode. And why don't we go ahead and swap on board here with Toby, who's playing as a guest against his European counterparts. And let's see what he does here as an RCXD. Just kind of rolled through there. Now Toby's actually going to push this. Let's see what he can do as Toby is here hanging tight for just one moment. MSMC is his gun of choice. That's a submachine gun in Black Ops 2 multiplayer. And now it looks like the North Americans have flipped the spawn here. And the Europeans will be spawning out. It looks like the North Americans will get this C flag capture. That is 3 flags captured. And let's see if, it looks like these players from Europe were taking that A flag, and they did manage to get it. But the score now is very much in wraps for the North Americans, 37-19. So they did get a great chunk of points there with that 3 cap. Didn't really manage to hold it for too long, but still, those 2 flags were crucial as we're on board with Raiden. Why don't we take a listen into the North Americans, see what they're saying right now as they are controlling this map.
What's up, building? Got AC, got AC. Down.
I got one at C.
I needed that low up out.
Oh, in the middle building up top of B. Our side though, our side. Right at E, should be in front of you. Good kill, Ray.
Now 12 seconds left to go. You saw the North Americans communicating there. They were just holding map control that entire round. And they're going to take round number 1, 65-33 as we head into halftime. We'll check out the final kill cam here. And it looks like it's going to be Merc taking out Shane there near the B flag coming around. So that score is going to carry over. We're going to flip sides here. Swap spawn. And we're going to have another 3-minute round as we kick it right off again. We're on board with Karma yet again. And it looks like Karma's going to help Toby here. So one player did push. And it looks like that was Rambo, Optic Ray of Optic Gaming. Storied player. Long-time career professional Call of Duty player. And Rambo has a nice flank right there. He comes up behind 2 European players, takes out one, gets an assist on the other, but no, it's going to be Gunshi who took out Ray. And Gunshi is going to be very close to that B flag, but he gets taken out. As we take a look here at the picture, we'll hop on board with Ray, who's spawning back in here. Now Ray has the MP7. Looks like he has the extended clip on that MP7. It has so many rounds, and now he gets taken out. We'll jump on board with Karma, who is actually threatening the home flag, the A flag for the Europeans. Gets a nice hip fire right there, whips around, takes out Raiden before getting taken out by Shane. Now Shane making a move. The Europeans are going to have to do something really quickly if they want to claw back into this one. Now it looks like quite a few of them were down, so Shane was the only one alive, and now he gets naded as he was trying to take the B flag. The North American strategy here is just to hold the Europeans from taking that B flag. They can just hold this down all game long and win this next round as well. 81-49 is the score at the moment. And you see that B flag is neutral. And we're still on board with Shane. Certainly going to have to start making moves. However, he gets flanked, and it looks like Ray for North America is on a tear, pulling out that laser sight attachment, getting some nice hip fire shots right there on Raiden, but Quantum of SK Gaming takes him out for the Europeans. And we take a look at the scoreboard. We see that Karma is on fire in this match. He has 15 kills, 3 deaths, and 2 captures. He's playing passive for the North Americans and doing such a good job of maintaining map control with his teammates, picking up an assist right there as we swap over to him. Now he has a reflex sight attachment on the M8A1. Very nice assault rifle. And it looks like Karma is actually going to flank here. Nope, he's going to stop. He has 2 teammates on the A flag with him. And we see that they're going to take that A flag and immediately book it towards the B flag. Europeans are pretty much mathematically eliminated from taking this round at this point. 97-63 with 20 seconds left to go. And we're on board with Merc here. Let's see what he can do here in the final rounds to give you guys a little bit of fun on the kill cam. He gets taken out, so we'll swap around, see if we can find another player. Everybody dying right now. Looks like Twiz gets some nice hip fire right there. Also using the laser sight attachment. And there you have it. North America takes game number 1, 103 to 72.
All right,
Twiz
good game, gentlemen.
on the final kill cam. And there you have it. Twiz running into a few players there at the end of that round. And he takes out Swanee to end the game.
So there we go, everyone. First blood to the North Americans, and I think it's fair to say it was a pretty decisive victory there.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, they just kind of came out there and controlled the map early on. You saw that aggressive push on that B flag pretty quickly out of the North Americans, and that's ultimately what won them that round. You know, it's really crucial. It's hard. Sometimes the pro teams will feel it out, but North Americans kind of just made the move for it, paid off.
Who's coming up well for you tonight so far?
Looks like Karma was just doing an amazing job. You know, we swapped him early on. He was playing a very passive style, and usually you'll see that out of a couple players in, let's say, a 6v6 when it's competitive. And even in 4v4, he's playing that defensive style to make sure that he holds map control for his team. Did an excellent job doing that, and it pays off as he has a high score here.
So we're moving to another domination round. We're going to play it on Cargo. Where's the flag points in here, and which one is the most important for you to look out for?
You know, this is another map that's just excellent for domination. The B flag is actually in the wide open, so you're going to have to take out the entire team before you make that push to capture that B flag. So it's actually very tough. You don't want to relinquish that B flag at all off the break. So I think what we're going to have is a and C cap, and then we're going to have this huge war on that B flag, and it's going to be interesting. We'll take a good look with the overhead map view and get it on.
All right, Europeans have got a lot to catch up on now. We're going to give them that chance right now. Let's get into domination on Cargo.
All right, we're going. We're going, guys.
Shane, I'm AR in. I'm AR in. Yeah, just go straight there.
Domination.
All right, folks, we're loading up Cargo now, and Cargo domination is so intense. We're going to take a lot of looks at the overhead map view. We're going to have 2 rounds of 3 minutes, again, switching at halftime. And we're on board with the Europeans. We're on board with Gunshi, as you see him swapping classes right there. Off the break, he's packing the MSMC with the laser sight attachment. The pros seeming that they really like that hip fire on the attachment. Now that you can customize your weapon with multiple attachments, increased hip fire is very nice to have. And Gunshi making an early move, climbing into the top office. And there you have it. Very nice positioning by Gunshi, but he just couldn't finish off Toby. So he gets taken out. Now we're on board with Shane, who picks off 2 huge kills there around that B flag, and that was crucial. Now he's going to try and lock down the spawn of the North Americans. However, nobody has eyes on that B flag, so it looks like Shane's going to cut back. And now it looks like he spots 1 player there for North America, jumping off the crates across the map, picking up a nice kill right there. And the hip fire on Merc as well. Great job by Shane right there, picking up those kills. And he's still trying to hold that map control, but Twiz managed to get around him and get behind in that office building, and now we're on board with Quantum. And so it's a 10-10 tie here early on, and like we said, it's probably going to be just a war for that B flag, and both teams are actually neck and neck. So they both capture their home flag immediately off the break at the very same time, so their scores are adjusting every 5 seconds equally. So it's going to be all about who gets that B flag first. As we see, there's just chaos on the map right now, and it looks like somebody is making a move for that B flag. And Shane now pushing it, has help from a teammate, and it looks like the Europeans are going to get that B flag captured. Great teamwork by them. They converged on that B flag in a perfect fashion. Ray from Optic Gaming noticed and recognized it. However, he just could not get there in time. Let's hear what the Europeans are saying right now as they try and control this B flag.
1 minute, hold it for 1 minute. Just chill, man.
I got Twiz.
1 by 2, straight to B, everyone's straight to B, everybody down B, 1B. 1 up, top blue. Top blue. Come on, go on.
1 near B. He's going to go top right, I think. Play Shane.
They're in left building, We're in house.
Now 30 seconds left to go. The European side doing an excellent job of maintaining map control here. And it was very, very tough on these North Americans. Like we said, identifying this at cargo, it's tough to get that B flag back. It is definitely possible, but right now it looks like the Europeans are just doing a great job of maintaining control. As we're swapping around, we're back on board with Merck from the North Americans with the MSMC, and he's just trying to get some kind of control. Looks like trying to flank around, but you see that the Europeans did a great job of maintaining control, watching all the corners. So Europe takes round number 1 here, and we'll be switching sides with this final kill cam from Gunshi on Toby. All right, now immediately off the break, I want to listen in to the North American side and see what they're doing.
Just let's get them in a spawn trap right quick and just fucking, or destroy them.
I'm halfway. Oh.
Up top, far right.
That's not killing guys. That's not killing guys. Already at a base, he's dead. Come on, let's go, everyone. Go.
Everyone on it.
Go.
Right, to your right, up the middle alley.
Nice, let's go. Oh, we got it.
And what a play that was by the North Americans. They just grabbed the B flag, communicating so effectively. They put their entire squad near that flag. But look at Merck coming up with the massive 3-piece grenade as the Europeans took that B flag back. There's only one player there. Make that 2 going down there for the Europeans. And now they have 3 North Americans on that flag. And this should be hell over here in this corner. As the Europeans get this spawn, the North Americans identify it right away. Karma and Big Timer pushing that 3 cap very aggressively. Karma picking up a very nice drop shot right there. We'll swap on board with him. So the intense action is coming on board now as the North Americans are pushing for that C flag. 74-55 is the score. Do they have enough time if they hold this 2 flag to keep it? We'll have to find out. 76-59 now. And Karma is doing all sorts of work. 3 down for the Europeans now. Spots 1 more up top. Karma is making a push for this 3 cap, and it looks like the North Americans might grab it, but can they relinquish the A flag, as that's being taken by Raiden right now, and Raiden does cap the A flag, so lots of action going on. As we swap over to Raiden, he calls in a UAV, but called it in as the North Americans had a counter UAV up, and Raiden gets shocked right there, so it could have been a mistake right there by Raiden. He had that UAV ready to roll, could have really helped them out towards the end of this round. 50 seconds left to go. We'll take a look at the overhead map. We see the North Americans with that C and B flag control. They're clawing back into this one slowly here. And now you see a battle going down at the A flag. Raiden managing to win that one for the Europeans. Europeans are setting up for their move now. We're on board with Raiden. They have to make it right now, or else the North Americans will win this round by about 1 point. And here comes the grenade in from the North Americans on that B flag, but you have 2 Europeans on. 20 seconds left to go, 88-86, 18 seconds now. Twiz going huge for the North Americans, picking up a double kill there on that B flag. And now we see the North Americans have full control of the map, and that's going to be all she wrote. Such a close game. The North Americans are going to take it by 2 points here as we close out this round on Cargo Domination.
Wow. We heard earlier that we were going to see some amazing gaming, and we certainly did. Let's get right over here and talk to these guys. Dude.
I had a bad game, but it's all good. We won. Came back really hard.
That was right down to the last few seconds. What were you guys thinking there?
Actually, we had the 3 cap there for a little bit because they got a really quick 3 cap on that first side, so we came back and got the kills we needed to get and won the game.
I mean, you guys really got your mojo going at the beginning in the earlier few games, and then what happened there? You just had trouble catching up.
Yeah, they got a very good start on this map, so it's a really open map, so it's really hard to get B back at the start, so we were kind of like overzealous and getting kills on the first side, but the second side we came really hard with objectives.
But at the end of the day, man, the score speaks for itself. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
All right, man, that was unbelievable, right down to the last few seconds. We're going to get back over. We're going to get the gaming back in action. Back to you, Graham.
Unbelievable. Halfway through that final round, I went over to Major Nelson. I said, the Europeans have got it. It is in the bag. It's going to be all square. And then that happens. What went on?
You know, that's competitive Call of Duty for you right there. You know, it's when you pit equal skill against equal. You know, you just have an equal skill in the game. You're going to see some close games, and that's what we had right there.
So earlier tonight we talked about how this was the Colosseum, and the Emperor has just turned up and taken his seat. How are you, Vaughn?
I'm fine, thank you so much.
We've heard Lord Von der Haar, I think Emperor Von der Haar, right? So Hastro called it. That B flag on cargo seems to be where all the action happens. That's the one you need to control. Was that a fun part of building cargo, getting that strategic outline?
Yeah, you usually stick that B flag somewhere just in the thick of things. And with those crates moving around, you were seeing that smoke come out. I was sweating over there. I was like, oh my goodness, what's going to happen here?
So I was checking out the Black Ops 2 MP hashtag earlier today. Keep your tweets coming into that, especially on competition night. We want to hear from you about which players are doing it for you, who's coming up with the big streaks. A really interesting question I got was from MYK_hardstyle, right? He's very into competitive gaming. He's not a competitive gamer at the moment, but he wants to get into it. What kind of advice would you give him?
Find some teammates and just start playing. Stick with some teammates, try to get some strategies put together, formulate some call-outs on the map, so that you can communicate with them effectively and quickly, right? It's all about being quicker than the other team and knowing where they are before they know where you are. That's what you need to do. Get some teammates, go play.
And Vaughn, that must be something you really hope will happen, right? The new esports feature in Black Ops 2 will encourage more people to try and get into competitive gaming. Is that an exciting thing for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's actually gotten those of us developers into competitive gaming, so we all take on the same kind of rules that these players take on. I'm a defender, I hang back, I protect that C flag. Everyone's just really trying hard. It's really fun.
All right, good. All right, so we're going to move into another game. We are trying out Search and Destroy for the first time this week on the live streams. Tell us about Search and Destroy in Black Ops 2.
Yeah, so we're going to play some Search and Destroy right now. It's going to be first of 4 rounds. Guys are going to switch sides every single round. So they're going to switch sides, and what you're going to see is some real fast play. The first minute's going to come together real quick, and it's going to be just crazy.
So the laser sight and the hip fire seems to be coming up a lot. That seems to be doing a lot of good work for these guys tonight. What other attachments are you looking for?
I really think in Search and Destroy you might see something like the MMS come into play with the smoke grenade combo because, obviously if you know where a player is and he's kind of pinned in somewhere, he's fired some shots off, you identify where he is, you can toss a smoke in and then kind of ease in, scoped in, and you can see through that smoke. So it kind of throws off the other player when he's kind of hanging back in a Search and Destroy. I think maybe we'll see some of that strategy here.
All right, we're about to get going with Search and Destroy. Come on, Europe. I have a lot riding on this. This is going to cost me a lot of money in the bar later tonight. Search and Destroy on Aftermath. Let's go.
Aftermath,
Search and Destroy. Let's go, man.
Stream, S&D.
Oh, just communicate, just communicate.
Germany. I'm pretty excited to do it. I always love casting it. So what are your thoughts here as we're going to play Aftermath? Tell me a little bit about Aftermath, where the bombs are located here.
Yeah, you're gonna see some bomb sites placed up in sort of that business center area right there, and then you're gonna see it on the exact opposite. So we split these teams pretty aggressively. So watch these guys position up and see what kind of statement they're gonna make. And I love this view right here, Hastro, because we're gonna know exactly who's alive on each team.
Yeah, and we're gonna go ahead and swap on board here with Merc. He's making moves with the North Americans, and now we see an engagement occurring as Merc takes down Quantum. That's going to give the North Americans a great advantage in this area, but there are more Europeans around, and it looks like Merc is going to hop down here. Big Timer picking up a kill there in the kill feed. We see that Karma and Toby are down for the North Americans. Nice, Quantum and Raiden are down, so the North Americans have the advantage here as Merc flanks around with that hip fire yet again, takes out Gunshi, and now it looks like they have put that bomb down. So the North Americans controlling that area, and we're in here with the engagement as Merc trying to get that jump shot. Twiz picks up that kill, and now it looks like there's one European left. It's going to be Swanee who has to play this quickly. There you have it. Merc going massive for the North Americans that round. As we see here on the kill cam, that was a quick round, and I love how that played very fast, Vaughn, in S&D. It's great.
It's something that we really learned from the competitive communities. The round timer here, we're playing at 2 minutes. There's all sorts of options while we dial this in, and it just pushes the action, and we go real fast into it. There's no wasting time.
As we take a look here, it looks like Merc put up 3 kills in that first round for the North Americans as they take the lead, and now they swap sides. Oh, excuse me, they didn't swap sides. We're going to be playing this straight up. So they are on offense yet again.
Yeah, and in fact, you can actually change this in the custom game options, Hastro. We can actually let you switch sides every round, and we're just playing something so that the guys at home who are following can kind of get in the rhythm of this thing right away.
Absolutely. So
most people are used to looking at it this way. In the competitive side, you usually switch round by round, so you do have that option still. And look at that. Karma just got an early Christmas present right there. Swanee
What was Swanee doing right there?
He was laying down prone and holding down that choke point. And now it looks like Karma is still going to make a move here. And he's going to drop down. He's going to be one player right there for Karma, so he's getting a couple Christmas gifts. As we take a look here, we see that Raiden is last alive for the Europeans, and Twiz is going to take him out. Man. So the North Americans are just dominating.
Yeah, they're up 2-0 already, and we're only 4 rounds to win, so the North American team is just absolutely doing work right out of the gate.
Yeah, and you know, Toby is playing with the North Americans as well, and we'll take a look and see how he's doing. He's playing against his European side, and he is 3-2, so he's positive, so he's definitely going at it and trying to win this round. And now we see Karma again. We're on board with him. Why don't we switch it up and take a look here? We'll go jump on board with the Europeans. We'll jump on board with Shane. And Shane is pretty much all by himself over here, but there might be an engagement coming up. Somebody's going to be peeking around that corner. And Shane is coming around here. What is going to happen?
Oh,
there's a
shock charge right there. Look at that. That's just seconds of shock, but just enough time to really get you out of your mental state.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Vaughn, I want to talk about the score panel up top. We can see immediately the Europeans have 5 alive right now. It's telling us now 4 as Shane gets taken out by Karma. The North Americans have 3 alive. Now it's 3 versus 3. Now 3 versus 2 as Karma and Ray pick up kills. And why don't we take a look here? Oh, you're on board with Nice. Yep, we have to swap players. Vaughn's a better caster than I am, telling you all.
Yeah.
As Merc takes out Nice.
Wow.
What were you going to say there?
Yeah, so this is actually really important. We actually stay with the player. That way it's not auto-switching on you, and as a caster, you can decide who you want to follow at all times.
Yep, so Vaughn just gave me a quick button tap as I was just running my mouth. And so I'm still getting used to the controls. They're so dynamic. I can do so much with the Codcasting mode. But the North Americans are just on fire. And I saw somebody trying to pull out a sniper rifle a little while ago. I really want to try and find that.
All right, there's that round switch now. So
yep.
we got something entirely different going on here. Who's got the bomb right now, Hasher? Let's take a look.
We'll take a look, see who has the bomb. It's going to be Gunshi. We're on board with Gunshi, and he gets taken out.
That bomb's down already.
Now, Ray for Optic is on a 3-kill streak in S&D. So 3 left for the Europeans, 4 for the North Americans, and this could be all she wrote for the Europeans in S&D.
We're going to see how these guys stack up and protect this down bomb and figure out what happens now. 4 alive for our FBI team, and they are getting real patient. That's what happens right about now.
Yep, and look at that. Ray spots one there, and he's going to go ahead and take off. Smart decision. He was kind of laying prone there in a spot where it might have not have been advantageous. And we'll take a look here. It looks like he is going to come up on some players.
I like this hunting going on right now. These players are very deliberate. They will do what it takes. Here we go. Oh my goodness, that's Swanee taking down Ray. Should be 3-2 right now.
And now Toby, he's playing on the North American side, hanging tight here. The Europeans are on offense, so they're gonna have to grab that bomb. And now 1 alive for the Europeans. It's going to be Raiden. We're on board with him. What can he do?
Look at the shots on Raiden right there.
Dipping and dodging bullets right now.
Oh,
and there you have
right
it.
into Toby.
The North American
The North
side.
American team going 4-0 right there.
But you got to give props to Toby. I got to keep telling everybody out there. He is European, and he just picked up that final kill cam for the North American side. So big job by Toby. Thanks for filling in on that side.
I love search and destroy.
Team USA did it again. Let me get right over here. Twiz, how you doing, man?
Doing good.
Nice work there.
Thank you very much.
Tell me about some of the teamwork with some of the strategy you guys were using here.
Well, we like to roll in pairs and make sure we're never alone, and good communication always helps.
How does the dynamic change for you guys with 3-on-3 on 3-on-3?
Well, it actually requires a lot more teamwork and communication together, making sure we're always working together.
So when the game comes out in November, what are some tips right now that you can give some folks when they get their hands on it?
Make sure you play with people you like playing with, and make sure you're always working together in the 3v3. It helps the most you can possibly do.
You guys are just really on fire tonight. I mean, you're just unstoppable. How are you feeling for the next round?
I'm feeling pretty good, and I think we're going to take that round too.
All right, there you go. Thanks, Twiz. All right, Graham, back to you.
Back here with Vaughn and Hastro. Really quick round there, and to be fair, the North Americans shut down and cleaned out the Europeans.
Yeah, absolutely. There just wasn't much Europeans had that game. And that happens. Every now and then you have your game, you just want to throw it out the window, so we can do that.
I'm going to be counting that money at the bar later tonight, I'll tell you what. So amazing to see how quickly those rounds move through, and actually off the stream we've got at We The Gamers, loving how no time was wasted at all in there. It's just moving so quickly through. Is that a conscious decision from you guys?
It's actually a very conscious decision, something that we learned by listening to the community feedback. Just push the action. It makes the game really fun to watch.
Now, the Europeans are, I would say they're kind of struggling here, but we should talk about Toby, who's on the North American team. He's from the UK, right? So he's kind of a traitor.
No, not really. He's actually a very nice guy for filling in for one of the North Americans off NVS who missed his flight. So we'll flip it back around. The guy is just a standout guy, Toby. Just been around for years. I can't say enough about him. I mean, honestly, just a consummate professional and just such a nice guy. So nice to the fans. He's a good person.
So we're playing some quick rounds tonight. We're not seeing too many of those score streaks coming in. Is there score streaks that we haven't necessarily seen this week that you're particularly proud of or excited about?
We did a lot of really interesting things to futurize fan favorites and bring some new score streaks, like that AGR, like that Lodestar, bring it back. What does it look like in 2025? And I think you're going to see the fans really react well to the diversity of score streaks that we have and how they engage and the power of them.
Now we're going to get back into it. Europe are pretty far behind now. Do you think they can pull this back?
I think Europeans really have a big advantage in the capture the flag game mode, and we're about to see that right now. So this is their game right here. They need to bring it back, or it's going to be rough going for them out here in Cologne.
And rough for my wallet as well, and I'm Scottish, so you know I don't like to get my wallet out at any point. Okay, capture the flag on cargo. Let's get right back into it.
They're dancing over here.
All right, man, some capture the flag on cargo now. The competition guys, they've been telling me that this is one of their favorite maps for CTF.
Yeah, absolutely, Vaughn. This map is pretty much damn good for everything. I mean, it really is. I'm so pumped to get my hands on Black Ops 2 even more and play cargo. I mean, it's always just the map I love to play every time I'm playing the game. So off the break, we'll take a look, see where the players are headed. Looks like 2 and 2 over towards the office side, and a little bit more on the right side there. But we'll jump on board with Gunchi. He's going to try and get this office control, which is pretty crucial.
We're going to see some stuff tonight in Capture the Flag that you don't normally see. The competition players put a respawn timer in on Capture the Flag. Why is that, Hastro?
Well, you always want to make sure that you're not getting cut off immediately when you pull a flag by somebody spawning with no respawn timer. And that's essentially the same thing in public games. You still get a respawn timer and you have a wave spawn delay, but we actually disable the wave spawn delay so that you don't have that 10-15 second spawn in CTF.
Back at the ranch, we've been playing this the same way the competition guys play it. Turned off the wave respawn timer, have it on a straight 7.5 spawn timer, and we really like it that way, and that's one of the great things. We can actually change this up. We'll get feedback from what the community is really liking, and we'll set it up that way. This is pretty close to how we have it in the public game right now. We'll see what happens. Got a couple of months to ship, but we really like to play it this way too.
Now, one big thing that we need to talk about is the carryover score.
Yeah.
That you can actually take the combined score of the rounds now, and it's not, it automatically kind of carries it over for us. And it looks like we do have a flagpole though, Vaughn. We need to kind of jump on board. Both flags are out. One goes down right here, and let's see who has those flags. Looks like Big Timer is holding it for the North Americans. They still have control of it. And let's see if they can get on the board. It just goes down, and now as we swap around, the North Americans actually lose control of that flag, and they almost had that one to get going, but they just couldn't make it happen. And let's take a look here at the overhead yet again. We see Toby hanging around the middle of the map here. And now, Vaughn, Toby's going to kind of make a move through this office building. It's still kind of a fight for middle map control, and you see that in most CTF maps, but we did see the flags get pulled, so that's a great promising thing here for cargo. The pros said they love playing it, and that's why we have it here. And look, we see a care package come down right there, looks like.
I'm always super impressed by how these super competitive players position themselves around the map to just control the map at all times. Everything they've got going on seems like it's so well rehearsed and so well practiced. We all could learn something right now.
Absolutely, and Big Timer has pulled the flag for the North Americans, and Nice has pulled it for the Europeans. Let's go into a listen and listen to what the players are saying on the North American side. 20 seconds left to go.
We can flag. Flag is one shot, guys. One shot. Nice. Hold that.
with you.
Oh, yo, they're shocked over in our spawn or something. Don't let them get re.
We're good.
All right, good work. Dude, that was like really quick. How short of a round.
There at the end of the round. It was just kind of so close, both teams pulling the flag. So we've seen a couple stalemates. Both flags being pulled out of the base, nobody can cap.
That's going to happen at this highest competitive level. These are some very evenly skilled matches. Things are going to go. A single flag cap can be the difference between night and day.
Yep, and here we go. Round 2 of 2 here. As you see up in the score panel at the top of your screen, we're playing a 3-minute round, and you're going to see a shock charge come out of Karma immediately, but the Europeans counter right over the crate, and it was Gunshi taking out Karma right there, and Toby.
Two-piece.
What a play there by Gunshi. He actually did a great job, and let's go ahead and swap back over as the Europeans got an early pull, and Nice is moving that flag. We're on board with him, and we take a look here in third person. He's making a move with that flag. Nobody really around him for the North Americans, but wait a second, there is one player, and we'll stay on board with Nice, who picks up that kill on Merc right there. And now he gets cleaned up from behind by Karma. Let's swap on board with Karma and see what he's going to do. Karma gets the return.
He gets that return, right? Yeah.
So Karma gets that return, Vaughn, and now we're still at 0-0. So tell me a little bit about the skill of these players.
I've never met anybody as highly skilled as these players. I really like the relays that there's the attempt to go on, the cutoffs that you see. These guys know exactly when the other team is going to spawn. They know exactly where they're going to be, so they can put them in a chokehold. And you're going to see in a 1 second difference between capping and not capping in this game mode.
Yeah, and now we see Merc being so sneaky right here, picking up that first kill there on Gunshi. Now he's going to make moves. The Europeans do have the flag pulled, and now it's up to Merc to get around here. He does pick up one more player, but there's somebody waiting for him. It was Swanee, and where is that flag right now? Oh, the Europeans almost have it.
Oh, he's got some good
It's going to be Raiden, and we're on board with Raiden. He still
Here
has
comes
that
the flag cap right there.
You
Oh,
go.
man, the dive to prone for the flag cap.
And now Raiden immediately calling in a lightning strike as well, and that lightning strike picking up a kill there on Merc and Big Timer, and now we see that the Europeans have 4 down. And the Europeans are taking control now, Vaughn. 1 minute left to go. We're going to have to swap over to the North American side and listen in again and see if they can actually come back into this one. I'm just going to let it ride, and so everybody out there can listen in and see how these North Americans try and pick it back up.
Yeah, he's somewhere there, Big.
What is that by the cover? It's just cover. Bail line ready. We have 45 seconds, guys. We have 1 or 2 more. You can all shoot down this cover.
We can do it. This I smoked it. They're on their flag.
Oh, they are flag as well. They had our flag.
No, there's 3 down.
I didn't see that.
Well, there you have it. That's another flag cap right there.
I am so fascinated by this game, I'm forgetting that we're supposed to be casting sometimes.
No, well, I was just listening in. You know, I wanted to make sure that we got into that emotion of the North Americans as they're trying to come back and cap that flag.
Yeah,
well, you know what?
Now, yeah, it's over now.
The Europeans have woken up from their slumber and take a 2-0 victory over the North Americans here. And that's going to be all she wrote. As we take a look at the scoreboard here, you see Nice, Swanee, and Raiden all going massive for the Europeans.
Yeah, you called it early on.
Good job, guys.
Yeah.
The Europeans and their CTS skills, unbelievable.
Very nice. And looks like that was a stealth chopper there on the final kill cam. Doing some work.
All right, Swanee, let's get up here. Come on, I want to talk to you for a minute. Nice work there.
Thank you.
So tell me what happened there at the end. You guys really were on a roll.
We managed to set up, get some teamwork down, just pin him in the spawn, and
Yeah.
we got 2 flags out of it.
So you finally got your legs under you. It took a few games, but then what was standing between you and victory on the earlier games?
Just teamwork, I think, mainly knowing where to push, and they just had better teamwork, I think.
Yeah, I mean, that was unbelievable. You completely blanked the Americans there. You just blindsided them.
Yeah, absolutely. As I said, it's all about knowing where to push, where to set up, and where to pull the flag. But yeah,
well, let's be clear. I mean, luck is nice, but tremendous skill with you and your team.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's what it's all about, teamwork. I think people don't.
How much are you guys practicing?
At the moment, a lot as a 3, and then obviously there's the other 3 German teams. But yeah, we've got good chemistry, I think.
Fantastic. Well, I'm still ahead with my bet with Graham. Graham, back to you.
There we go, Prophecy and SK Gaming finally waking up, coming together and putting that point on the board. That was much better from the Europeans there.
Absolutely. I mean, like I said, they woke up and all of a sudden they're winning a game. So very nice performance by them. They played extremely well.
It looked like our local boy from Germany, Raiden, bringing in that stealth chopper and really getting that aerial cover it seemed to make the difference.
Does everything makes a difference, right? And you pull out something like that, it can do some work and, you know, change the landscape of the game.
All right, cool. I've got another question off the stream here. It's from Pro Matthew, and he's asking about the emblems in Black Ops 2. How are they going to compare to the emblems in Black Ops? And that must be a really fun part of the game to work on, right?
Yeah, of course. Like, we're not getting into a ton of details just yet, but the emblem editor will return, and it's coming back in a really big and badass way.
All right, exciting. So from that, I think we're going to get back into more gameplay, and this is interesting, right? So we're moving to multi-team team deathmatch, right? So each of these teams will get to stand on their own and show what they're made of. Who do you think will come up big?
You know, it's so hard to tell. It always is when you ask me that, AC, but
that's why I keep asking.
I'm actually gonna go with Envious, my former team on this one. I think I haven't called them to win a match. I think all week so far. So I think I have this one.
Dave, quick shout from you.
This is going to be really intense because this is where the team with the biggest slayers is going to win big time, and it's going to be really intense. It's fun to see this play out. You've got 4 teams of 3, pit everybody against each other just to end that way. Should be really exciting.
All right, multi-team TDM on Turbine. Let's go.
All right, Vaughn, here it is, our last part of the competitive exhibition.
Yeah, this is our last cast together until the next time, but that was a lot of fun. Thanks for showing me the ropes.
Yeah, I think you might take my job one day, because you gave me the quick button swap, which helped me out quite a bit. Fans at home are probably like, what is he doing?
There's that M8A1.
yeah, with the reflex sight attachment. He's also got the select fire attachment on it as well, and we see immediately he swaps it to burst auto mode, or excuse me, I just mixed it up, but auto mode. He can go between burst and automatic, and you see it is an auto, and Gunshi picking up that kill on Raiden, and Nice picking up 2 kills as well, and we're in multi-team, Vaughn, so why don't we take a look here at the overhead map view.
Yeah, I want to see, Hastro, how these guys are sticking together. Now look at Raiden, Quantum, and Nice. These guys are all working a room, map control and dominance. When we play, we try to do the same exact thing. Not nearly as successful as these guys will do it. Pick a location, lock it down, hold the fort.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is a great strategy by them at the moment, as we see Raiden taking out Merc. And there's a little bit more trouble. Raiden spawns quite far away on the map, so we'll stay on board with him and actually see if he can make his way back over, and no, he cannot. Karma of Envious takes him out, and let's take a look at our factions so everybody knows what's going on in the game. And you see that our SEAL team is being played by the Optic Gaming team. We have Prophecy from the UK as the SDC, and now you have Envious here as the FBI. And you have, what I believe that's the militia, right? That the Team Germany is playing on.
That's the Mercs.
Oh, that's the Mercs. Okay, so we have the Mercs. Now Karma is just going massive for Envious right now. He's on a 9-kill streak. And Vaughn, he's got the AN-94. Tell me a little bit about that gun.
All right, this gun is pretty entertaining. Now, it fires the first 2 rounds fast, and then it changes its fire rate. So if you're a guy who feathers the trigger, you'll really like this gun.
Yeah, and Envious has now taken the lead by 5 kills, mostly due to Karma's performance. He's 10-0, Vaughn, and he's playing against some of the best players in the world. That's almost unheard of. We'll stay on board with Karma. He's just on fire, and look at this. He spots 2 more, getting some nice shots there. Knows his player is there. Puts a nice shot in with the B-23R on Quantum, just couldn't finish it off. And he was 1 kill away, or an assist even, at getting that Hellstorm missile, so I'm sure he's hating that right now.
Man, the awareness these players show of their surroundings shocks me every single time. He knew he was up against 2. He flipped out to that secondary. Couldn't pull it off right there, but still absolutely brilliant.
Now, why don't we go ahead and take a listen in here. It looks like Optic Gaming is now in 4th place. That's very unlike them. The German team is in 2nd. Why don't we take a listen in on our leaders, Envious, and see how well they're controlling this game.
They pushed up top in the turret.
Coming up.
Yeah, he's pushing up the hill. Using XMA, you're the best. Merc's behind you, Whoever's far right.
We're losing this
All right,
fight.
Vaughn, we listened in a little bit there, but it looks like Team Germany is on fire right now. Their players went huge for the European side in that last CTF, and we're on board with Nice. He's on the turret. We haven't really seen many people jump on the turret, so what's going on with that in this game? It feels really good to me.
Yeah, I really like it as well. That's a really good building position. There's lots of ways to get in, though. You got 2 entrances on that top floor, 1 on that bottom floor, and you get back to the door there, and then it's dangerous position. Lots of overlook, but your backside is in deep trouble.
Yeah, absolutely, but he has some teammates here, and it looks like the German side, they were playing that strategy earlier, and they're doing it again.
Yeah,
you know, locking down the fort.
Yeah, it's a great strategy. We do the same exact thing. I think you're going to see lots of action in multi-team deathmatch where guys are really trying to focus on holding a position down.
Now look at this. Envious went from 1st to 4th, and now Optic Gaming is on a tear to take the lead. We'll jump on board with them. I'm hopping on board with Optic Ray, and Ray gets taken out as soon as I switch to him. And so Envious had that huge opening, but now they're getting mopped up as Ray takes out Toby off of Envy. Twiz gets taken out, and it looks like Big Timer has a stealth copter up, so the stealth chopper is coming into play. That's going to be huge for Optic Gaming.
I think so. Just look at the score panel, though, at the top. There's not a lot of kills separate these players. 32, 33 now, 30, 30. There you go, right there. I mean, you're talking about a couple of kills. Anything can swing the tide of this battle either way.
Yeah, and we'll stay here on the scoreboard for a moment. You see Karma is just, he's been on fire, and now Envy goes from 4th to 2nd. Optic still with control, they're in the lead by 4 kills, but only 1 kill separates the remaining 3 teams. This is still anybody's game, even with 1 minute and 15 seconds left, and that's the beauty of multi-team team deathmatch.
Yeah, now look at this. There's a counter UAV up in the sky, and this is really important in multi-team because that just doesn't shut down one team. It shuts down all 3 other teams that counter UAV. So these guys got to deal with that thing, or they're going to be out of intel for a while, Astro.
Yeah, and it looks like, I mean, that's awesome, you know, the fact that it makes that counter UAV more powerful.
Yeah, it's very powerful in multi-team deathmatch. You're going to want someone on your team equipped to deal with it.
Yeah, and now you see Envious coming back and taking the lead. We'll hop on board with them as Twiz is on a 3-kill streak. He's going to have to get 1 more kill, it looks like, for that score streak. And it would be a UAV. It would be crucial for his team. And there you have it.
That's a pickup.
He does earn that UAV, and he immediately calls it in, and it picks up an assist right away.
How do you like that data pad? He just calls it up on his hand right there and pulls that bad boy into the play.
Yep, so Twiz, an excellent job. And look, he's picking up UAV assists left and right now as Envious has extended the lead to 5 kills with 10 seconds left. 8 seconds now. It looks like Envious is going to take this one. What a game that was. Vaughn, Envy had the lead, went into 4th place and brought it all the way back for the lead, and they made me look like a genius because I called it.
All right, Twiz, you did it again. Nice work there.
Thank you very much.
Really big come from behind.
Yeah, you know, we just stuck together and kept to the game plan, and it worked out fine for us.
How do you feel about this map?
This map, I mean, it's a good map, and you know, we worked well together on it, and I love it for winning.
Tell me a little bit about the strategy you guys were using towards the end, because you know we were watching some of the other teams. I was getting ready to jump on someone else. All of a sudden, I got to go to Twiz.
Well, you know, we didn't, you know, lose our cool, and we just said, you know, stick together, and it worked out.
That's the key, man. That's the key to life right there. Stick together, right?
Of course, of course.
All right, congratulations. Thank you, my friend. All right, Graham, back to you.
Thank you, Major Nelson, and thank you to all of our teams tonight, Prophecy, Optic, Envious, and SK Gaming, putting in a great show. That final game shows you how competitive these teams are. Hi, Major, how are you? Shows you how competitive these teams are. Looked like the European teams were going to take it, and then, you know, it's ended up so close. 3 teams tied in 2nd place there.
So what was the final? Am I taking you out to the bar tonight, or are you taking me out?
It looks like I am going to have to
Is this a replay of the Olympics?
No, it's not. It's the opposite. That's the problem. I'm going to be buying a lot of North Americans a drink tonight.
There you go. All right. Well, listen, it's been a lot of fun. You know, David talked about seeing some of the top players in the world playing the game, and that's exactly what you saw. Some of those matches literally went right down to the last few seconds.
That's right. So we're over tonight, but it is not over. We've got another live stream tomorrow night.
Yeah.
1 more. 3 down, 1 to go. Lots more live multiplayer gaming for you, so tune in again. Same time tomorrow night. It's 5 p.m. UK, 6 p.m. Germany. Do you want to do the American ones?
9 a.m. Pacific and then 12 noon. Now listen, if you're coming to Gamescom tomorrow, because it is a public day, come by and see us, right?
Definitely. Come by to the booth, ask for us, have a look around for us. We'll be here all day and we'd love to see you.
All right, my name's Larry Herb, Xbox Live's Ranger Nelson. For AC Bongos, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye, everybody.